This podcast contains profanity and explicit material from the outset,
which may not be suitable for children or sensitive adults.
The views expressed are made in humour and are not designed to offend.
Now
sit back and enjoy.
One, two, three.
Oh,
Perfect.
It sounds like a giant breaking sticks. Ladies and gentlemen of 2020, welcome to the Three Little Pigs podcast, episode number 9.
First of all, I'd like to say Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, all that fucking bullshit. that's
Happy New
associated
Year
with
and
this
Merry
season.
Winterfest to all our listeners near and far. We hope you've all had a good time over the last few weeks, and if you didn't, well, hopefully this podcast can cheer you up.
I doubt it.
We snap back to reality after the festive period, and it's business as usual. So we bring you another edition of our thoughts, prayers, and some amateur research we done about 3 hours before recording this.
Indeed. One for me.
On the drive over.
On the drive over.
So, firstly, gents, how have you been?
Yeah.
Not great. We're just going to cut this recording and phone Lifeline.
yeah. 131114. Pretty sure that's the fucking police number.
No, that's 131444.
Ah, right.
So it's very similar.
Yeah.
13.
But I get-
Was it 131114?
I guess if you, mistaked them and you phoned either one, they
wouldn't matter.
They probably talk to each other.
Yeah.
Like, no, we got a sad one again. I don't know.
We've got ourselves a sad panda.
That makes me a sad
panda.
It's okay.
As always, you are joined by the lovely Jay,
Hello.
the Dave, not Dave, and Chris, which
Ah.
is me, by the way.
You're Chris.
Yeah, well,
I'm Chris.
I'm Chris.
Me, I am Chris.
I'm Spartacus.
Shave this. I can't even do
What were you going to say? Do we need to cut this bit?
No, it's fine.
Nah, leave it.
Okay.
What film is it?
It was nothing.
Oh, okay, it wasn't a film.
It's just gonna be my own ingenuity.
Oh, nice. My own engineering unity.
Ingenuity.
Do you say ninjas?
Oh, right. Yeah. What film was that?
I just love he's like writing shit down, and then he's like, "Wait, did you say ninjas?"
Right. Remember.
Ningenuity.
Right.
See?
Oh, see, that's what it was in the films. It's like when they're right up against the wall, like they got their hands up in the wall, and it's like, I'm gonna use my ningenuity and work this one out. You know, it slides all on the wall.
I wonder if it's on Urban Dictionary.
Ningenuity.
Ningenuity.
Don't, because it's going to be a sex thing. It's definitely going to be a. So while Dave's looking at that, I said to the boys today, someone tonight remind me of the Ninja Turtles, right?
Yes.
So,
See,
right,
did it.
okay. Yeah, right. It's came in very well. So, right. So the Ninja Turtles, right? You got Michelangelo, Raphael, Donatello, and Leonardo. Oh wait, hold on. Is it on?
An idea, adventure, and action that surpasses ingenuity in a sneaky way. Now that's what I call ningenuity.
Ningenuity. And now, mics are synced.
Mics are synced. Synced our mics. Yeah, right. So you've got the 4 Ninja Turtles, right? You've got
Yes.
Michelangelo, Raphael, Donatello,
Leonardo.
and Leonardo, right? So they were painters, or like
Just artists from
Artists.
the Renaissance.
right? Artists, painters, whatever. So
Wait, can we get them all? So
That was
Da
them.
Vinci. So Leonardo da Vinci.
Yep.
Michelangelo's
Michelangelo.
the guy who made the statue of the guy with the small dick.
David, yeah.
Yeah, that's the one.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, Michelangelo's David.
Yep.
Raphael.
Oh, I wouldn't
Stevenson.
No, I think he was a painter. Raphael, I think, was a
Yeah.
painter.
know. And
Didn't Michelangelo also do the Sistine Chapel?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
okay. Oh, was that the babies? Did he do the babies?
Just the shit.
Who done the-
Who done the
I think
babies?
that was the babies with the wings and shit.
Yeah,
cherubs, yeah.
Cherubs, yeah. And then,
And then
who do we?
Donatello. I don't know who he is.
Yeah,
musician maybe. He might have
Hold
been a
on.
musician.
But they were all artists, right?
Yes.
from the Renaissance.
Yeah.
era.
Anyway, so I thought I was going to get in touch with the writers of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and introduce a 5th Ninja Turtle, right? Because it's after an artist, right? You ready? Bob Ross.
Do it.
I'ma just leave this little here. That's a little treat between us.
Bob Ross.
There's no mistakes.
Michelangelo is a party dude. Bob Ross paints hedges. She said the song. Do you think they go for that?
Teenage
I think
Mutant
you
Ninja Turtles.
And Bob Ross.
And Bob Ross.
God,
Introducing Bob Ross, but he doesn't do much like ninja shit. He just like I'm gonna leave this here. That's between us. That's all he kind of does.
I put me a happy little tree over right there.
I cleaned up while you were out doing ninja shit. I don't know. It came to my mind earlier today, and I thought Bob Ross. Because he's like, I don't know, he doesn't get enough credit that he deserves. Because he's like an internet sensation.
He's
Bob
a
Ross.
legend.
Yeah, but like I think like not just internet credit. He should get like other credit, like books and shit,
Like Ninja Turtle.
like ninja credit. Yeah.
Ninja credit.
Ninja credit.
Is that what they spend on you ninja stars?
Yeah, ninja credit.
Yeah, ninja credit. It's universal. It's great.
Yeah.
Ninja credit. There's no exchange rate. It's just all over the world.
It's like Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Or
California love.
It's good to the homeless. California. It's good to the homeless. In the city.
City of Compton. We've been rocking. We've been rocking.
Now let me welcome everybody to the Wild Wild West.
West.
A state that's untouchable like
Elliot Ness.
The track hits your eardrum like a slug to the chest. Slap a vest on you, Jimmy, in the city of sex. We in that sunshine state where the barman's them beef. A state where you never find a dance floor empty. Lead, mean, money making machines serving fees.
That was pretty good.
I've been in the game for 10 years. Right, let's say
You got pretty good.
Right.
That actually just happened.
Yeah, it did, yeah.
Episode 9, Ninja Turtles. Nice.
Nice. Anyway,
How did we go from Bob Ross to California Love?
it was probably ninja credits.
Yeah. It'll come back to us in a couple of hours.
Yeah, when we listen back, fucking hammered. Steph, don't keep the spin. Right, anyway. Gentlemen, I think it's very poignant, that we give a little special shout out to all the firefighters around the country just now who are saving the rest of us from impending doom.
Yeah.
If you know one, be there, support them in this tough time. And I think, the whole country's behind them because those boys, especially on the east coast of Australia, are taking a hammering just now. Just like the Prodigy song, "The World's on Fire." Australia's on fire, so it's quite bad just now. We had it over here a couple of weeks back.
Yeah.
It was fairly serious here, but over there it's just fucking next
mental.
level. It's not been as bad as this in a while, I don't think, is it?
Not since 1939 or something like that.
Yeah, so I think those boys deserve a shout out. We love you, Braz.
Apparently,
Brass and gas.
apparently it's burned through more hectares than any other
I saw
fire
a thing.
disaster.
I saw a thing. It was like the California fires last year were like 200,000 hectares.
This is over 1 million now.
Yes, and some it was bigger than that. It was like
okay.
some other fire was like 1.1 million hectares,
Yeah.
and this was like fucking 30 million hectares or something. It's ridiculous.
Holy shit! All right.
And
I saw
the
some-
Canadians have come to help us from Canada. Yes, we Canada.
I come from
I like
Canada.
that.
So
I like
people
that
think
should be
I'm
their
slow.
fucking motto. Yes, we Canada.
It's off Toy Story 4. Sort of.
I've not seen it.
Yeah, Duke Kaboom.
Oh.
It's pretty funny.
He's a Canadian.
Yeah, it's like
superhero.
Canada. It's Keanu Reeves does a voice.
Oh,
It's
does
pretty
he?
funny. I think he's Canadian. Yeah, he is.
I don't know if Keanu Reeves is, but the character
I'm
is.
pretty sure he's Canadian.
My fucker of the week, right? It's traffic related again.
Okay.
It's about lane etiquette. Mm-hmm. I was driving to work the other morning, and I was in the middle lane because there was joining lane, so there was people joining, and the lorry driver was joining.
He's Canadian.
The lorry driver, I don't know. I never spoke to him.
Yeah, Reeves.
Oh, is he? Oh.
Sorry.
Keanu Reeves, eh?
What are you talking about?
Celine Dion. We're sorry.
I'm John Wick, eh?
Anyway. Anyway.
I'm John Wiki.
So, lorry.
Yeah, lorry driver, right? And I'm just driving along, and I was in a little car, and it's the little car. It's small. It's a little car.
Probably should clarify for our international listeners.
Yes.
A lorry is a truck.
Oh, a truck, yeah, a
Also,
lorry.
prime mover.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, a lot of
Like Optimus.
Yeah. Optimus Prime, mover.
Prime mover.
Autobots, roll out.
Oh, yeah, right. 10 cows in the field. Which one's the one that's on holiday?
This one.
The one with the wee calf? I think it only works in Scottish, though, because if, like, you said wee calf, like...
The wee
yeah,
calf.
because, like, yeah, anyway.
Crack me a wee calf.
Makes sense.
So I'm driving along, and he's joined the freeway. And he's been indicating. So he's been, like, the slip lane, and then he's been in the one next to it, right? And I'm beside him, and like he sees me. He's indicating. He's left his indicator on. Starting to get a bit concerned. He's moving towards me. We almost touched. I'm now in the outside lane. You fucking beeping at him. Fucking give him. He just didn't see me. Like, fuck. I was gonna die.
Where were you? Like
Freeway.
mid trailer? No, like next to him.
No, next to the cab.
Oh, okay.
Next to the cab. But coming down, like he would have, if he'd looked out the window, he would have seen me. No, coming onto the on-ramp, he would have, because he was obviously matching speed.
No, I mean, he would have, but...
Yeah, he didn't.
Yeah, no, he just didn't give any fucks.
No, and probably because it was that time of morning. But, yeah, he almost hit me. I had to take, like, quite a bad swerve to avoid him, and I was tooting at the...
Evasive maneuvers.
Yeah, I had to. And I was lucky that no one was in the outside lane, because knowing the drivers here, they would have just fucking, like, got in the way, just, I want to see these pricks crash. Like, you know. And, so I got in front of him, I gave him the fingers.
Flipped him to bird.
See, I kind of think you're the fuckwit
How?
for not moving over.
No, there was 3 lanes. He joined the 3rd lane and then came across.
Oh, okay. No,
So I'm just cruising. I'm just like came into my zone.
I thought you meant he was coming in the slip lane from the
Oh
left.
no!
No.
I was out. No. So he had the whole slip, then the joining lane, the 3rd lane. He was in. He was cool.
Okay, no.
He came into Jamie's
There was
erogenous
nothing
zone.
around.
My
Yeah.
apologies.
Yeah.
My apologize.
So if you're a listening truck driver,
Fuck you.
No, you are a dick.
Yeah, you're a dick.
You're a dick, bus driver.
Finn.
Nice.
enough.
It's my fuckwit.
Fair enough.
Almost killed me. And if he did, there wouldn't be any more podcast. Well, there would be, but I wouldn't hear it. So
We would find a Scottish replacement.
Hello.
Hello, my name's Jeff.
hello, I'm Jamie.
Hello, I'm Jamie.
Yeah, you should probably get Jamie McTavish because he's a real guy, right?
Yeah. Jamie McDougall from Clan McDougall.
There's a Scottish comedy show called Burniston. Oh, 11. You know 11, you bastard. When the 2 guys are in the lift, it's them. They done a piss take of it was called what was it? It was Burniston's like Big Night In, and like so. In other words, they done piss takes of TV shows. Like they took the piss out of Game of Thrones and stuff. And one of them they took the piss out of was that one, Outlander, Highlander, Outlander. Yeah. Is it? Yeah, that's the one, is it?
Yeah.
And it's like I'm Davy McPump the Mammies from the clan McPump the Mammies. I hang about this forest pumping all the mammies.
It's literally what their show is. It's a show for
pumping mammies.
Pumping
Mammies
mammies.
need pimping.
Pump
the mams.
Pimp the mammies.
Right, I'm going to go to this forest and fuck a couple of ladies. Sounds good to me. Moving on.
Nice.
Look at that guy off of Dragon's Den. What's his name?
That's me.
I'm out. I'm out.
That's me. I'm out.
What's his name? Oh, Duncan Bannatyne. Yeah, that's it. Oh, Duncan, it's nice to meet you. I'm out. Duncan, I'm not pitching anything. I'm out.
I'm out. Fuck that shit.
You know what we should probably sit down and watch together, because I haven't seen it for so long, is Robin Hood, Men in Tights.
Tights.
Blinking.
Boys.
Fucking blind.
You get the blind guy. I'm not blind anymore. It's like,
I'm blind.
oh no, wait, never mind. That was an absolute classic of a film.
Yeah, I haven't seen it for so long.
Women and tights.
Tights.
We run around the fours looking for fights. Yeah,
I haven't
brilliant.
seen it for ages.
Oh man, yeah, we
The
should.
difference.
What we could do, because I could probably get it on here and we'll record us watching the film. Because I don't think it would come through the the recording.
No.
So we
Yeah.
could probably just sit and watch films.
Yeah, it'd be pretty funny.
Films
The
and
difference
headphones with
between
friends.
me is I can speak with an English accent.
Racist.
All right.
What you got for us, Chris?
I hate doing this because I never really single any one person out. So again, this falls down to the general public because I hate the masses.
Yeah.
And I'm sure most of the people who know me or most people who are my friends also hate the masses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, and we're all guilty of this in some way or another. But this week, my fuckwit is people with no free thought. So
Robots.
no, so the other day I went to the movies, right? And we were parking at the shops, and I think it was Sunday, as well as being like festive season. It was busy as fuck.
Parking's a bastard around this time of year.
Right.
Yeah.
So bearing in mind it's a Sunday. Now you know what used to be Kmart Tire and Auto.
Yes.
It's turned into
Yes.
My Car. My Car.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've had the discussion about them.
Robin
Anyway,
cunts.
so there's no spots anywhere,
Yeah.
right? But there's three bays reserved for my car. No one's parking in them, and they're closed.
No.
It's like, and I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, here I just parked there."
Yeah.
I'm like, "What do you?" But just
You
because
can't do that.
yeah, just because there's a little reserve sign for my car, there's 3 bays out the front of their shop,
Yeah.
right? They're closed. It doesn't matter two fucks.
It's
Like,
closed.
but no one parked there. All these people were driving around like
you know-
fucking morons.
Do you know what you should have done just to be a cunt? Park that way across all 3. You know what I mean?
It would have been good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's one example, right? Use your fucking brain. You go. Oh, it took me 2 seconds to go. Oh, that place will be closed today. I'm a park in its spots, and I did it. And then I do this quite frequently. I don't know if you guys are, and I don't mean to insult you.
No.
If you do,
As long as it's not about left-handed people, carry on.
I'm left-handed.
Oh,
So,
good.
Well, I'm ambi.
Ugh.
Good.
I'm ambi.
Blech. Both of you.
He's
I
ambidextrous.
got the best of both worlds,
He
man.
can do fuck all with both hands.
Yeah,
Hey.
pretty much. Oh, mediocre.
Yeah.
We're going to bring that up. Weren't
Yeah,
we?
yeah.
You want to? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
We have to tell Jamie about it on a break.
Yeah, we get depressing. I think
no.
I talked to the missus about that, and she's like, "Well, that's everybody." I'm
Yeah.
like, "It's kind of a good
Yeah.
point. Not everyone,
No.
but most people. It's kind of a good point."
Yeah.
Anyway, so
Yes.
another example of this lack of free thought or lack of ninjanuity.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I went to the servo today. Again, busy as fuck.
Yep.
Right? And for the love of God, why do you have to line up on the side that your fuel cap's on? You don't.
No.
If you park in the right fucking way, you
Yeah.
can reach all the way across your car.
Yeah, what you do is you park real close, but you drive
Yeah.
a bit further forward.
Forward.
And,
So the arse end's hanging out and you
Yeah.
can get the... Yeah.
but the hose reaches.
Yeah.
Pe-
It just...
people.
No.
Right, okay, fair enough. I couldn't do it in my ute because there's too much at the back.
Yeah, the you
I'd struggle.
4B utes are
yeah.
a bit difficult.
I'd need to like park like you know how like right, okay, so there's the pump, right? The line of pumps is here, the pumps there and there.
Mm.
And I would have to park on whatever side, right? But if it was the opposite side, you know how there's the end where it stops and that's where the cars drive?
Yeah.
If I parked like fucking there, like
Just do it.
blocking all the traffic.
As long as
yeah.
there's enough for one car to get
Yeah.
through, just do it. Fuck it.
fan. Totally fan.
But yeah,
But
like...
yeah, but also guess what? You can turn around.
Yeah, all
You can-
that.
yeah.
Yeah, or reverse in.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
You can go against
You
the
can
grain.
go against the grain.
Yeah.
It's like they did that social experiment, like with the ATMs. If you draw a white line on the floor for a line, no one will cross it.
Yeah.
Just because there's a visual fucking
Barrier.
yeah. It's like cattle, bro. Like it's like fucking animals. Like you just
Can't you do that shit with chickens? Can't you like draw a circle around a chicken?
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
But don't cats
Something.
do that as well? Like if like people, there's things online that people just drawing circles around their cats, and the cat will just go and sit in the circle, all happy with themselves.
I'm
like,
gonna try that when I
"This
get
is my
home."
space. Yeah, I'm gonna have a circle constantly around me.
Yeah.
Get out my space.
Oh, that'd be really good.
I'm gonna try circles in my lounge and see if I can get all four of my kids to sit in fucking circles and stay there.
You cross that line, you die.
Okay.
Okay.
No food.
They open your Christmas presents.
he draws gets a circle of salt around his kids and just going, "Inna lukana Da-lee-da.
Pulls the head off a rabbit.
Let's summon a demon.
Dad, can we just play Fortnite? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so that's... I know some of our listeners, one in particular... He hates that when we single out, when we don't single out people, when it's just general public shit.
Oh. Yeah, I get it.
On that, people, bear that in mind. Take it on board. Move with purpose and use your free will.
And
don't be afraid to go against the grain.
Park in the my car
brown,
spaces.
on the ground.
Brown,
Where's the
on the
pan?
ground. Where's the pan?
Brown.
Finn.
Thank you, Chris.
I like it.
I have a double fuckwit, but it's very...
The plural. Fuck why.
Yeah, fuck why. I have a... fuck well. I have a fuck why. So it's...
Is that kind of like a mogwai from... Or
Yeah,
a
it's like
mogwai
mogwai,
from...
yeah.
Yeah.
So it's not going to be Fidel Castro's Kim Kardashian. It's not...
It's not Kyle.
It's
Kyle
not
Majeski.
You!
Kyle.
It's not Kyle.
Yeah.
So, stop me if you've heard these names. R.B. Hibbard and George Clemens.
R.B. Hibbard.
L. Ron Hubbard.
Yep.
I bet, that's who I was thinking of. You Wasn't he the guy that did that thing?
Yep, so R.B. Hibbard and George Clemens.
No.
These guys, so R.B. Hibbard patented the hand dryer in 1921. And George Clemens developed the world dryer after him.
The what?
So I have an issue with hand dryers. You go to the toilet, you come out, you use the hand dryers can suck my fat one.
Why?
Well, see, my theory is like
I prefer towels, like paper towels.
And I have
paper towels. Yeah.
I have some facts that will help you with that.
Okay, let's go.
So, the Dyson ones in particular. So, the ones that sort of sit on the wall, they've got like a metallic spout.
Yeah.
They have the drying power of an elderly man breathing on you from a distance.
Yeah.
That's... oh, fuck, I'm running out of breath. So, the Dyson ones, we stick your hands in the top.
Yeah.
If you overextend it, you dip your hand
Yeah.
in everyone else's fucking.
And you touched it.
and the sides. Yeah.
It's like touching a drip tray in a pub.
I
Like,
don't
you just-
like
Exactly
it,
right.
man.
So,
I don't like it.
I went and did some research on hand dryers because
Yeah.
I have no life. Right?
Because we do nothing with our spare time.
He draws circles around his kids.
Yeah. Sit there, I'm looking at hand dryers.
Do it.
I'll kill the rabbit.
So, they did a science experiment. A couple of them. Let's summon a demon.
Can we just play Fortnite?
No. Beelzebub's not going to come through without your help.
Biggest mouse.
Biggest mouse.
Biggest mouse.
Biggest mouse.
So, the use of they did a science experiment. We be experts.
Great film, by the way.
Yeah. LEG.
We is experts. On that, started watching The Spy last night. Very good. If you've not watched it.
Yeah, good.
Sacha Baron Cohen.
Save it for Jim's movie reviews.
Oh no, but it's not a movie. It's a TV show. It doesn't count. Anyway, carry on.
Oh,
sorry.
So, the use of hand dryers
Yeah.
increased bacteria on the pads of the fingers by guess how many %? Don't read my book.
I can't read.
Wait.
So,
Upside down.
276.
194%.
Wow.
And the palms by 254%.
Oh, I was close. I said 256.
Hand dryers
Jesus.
contaminated other bathroom users up to 2 meters away.
Yeah.
Right.
'cause of
Oh,
all the
wow.
Fucking, yeah.
Right? But paper towels reduced bacteria on your hand by 76% and 77% respectively. So, my fuckwit's been R.B. Hibbard, who patented the hand dryer.
Yep.
And George Clemens, who developed the World Dryer Company. You're both fuckwits. So, it's not the lack of trees that will kill us, it'll be germs. So use paper towels and kill a tree. Suck a fat one.
Boy.
Yeah.
Oh, I
Because the Black
imagine
Plague will
most,
come and kill you all.
I imagine most paper towels will be recycled now too.
Yeah.
Most.
Oh yeah,
Out of bamboo.
they've got that like
Well, out of other paper towels.
yeah. They've got that like recycly feel about them because they're not like thicker and they're just like thin.
Yeah.
Cheap recycled feel.
If I had the if I had the choice of old man breathing on my hairdryer
or something spraying, bacteria everywhere.
Yeah.
Or paper towels. I will go paper towels every time.
It's funny you say that though, because in theory you should be using the hand dryer after you've washed your hands already. So like, how does it?
So what you do is, but the thing is, like, you hold your gentleman, you do your gentleman's business. But it depends if you're doing ones or twos, right? If you're doing ones
or fives,
if you're doing ones, you probably don't have to wash your hands because you don't have germs on it in the first place. I'd hope
You
do your ones, you wash your hands, and then that's it.
See, this depends.
Don't dry them. Just go out with soaking wet hands, like shaking them.
I do that sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes that's better.
because no towels.
No towels. Yeah.
I hate public toilets with no towels.
Yeah.
That fucking shit.
Fuck
When
those
your
guys.
only option is a hand dryer, I don't use it.
I use the back of my shirt.
Yeah,
Like,
I use
what you're
my
wearing.
ass.
Yeah.
The back of my pants.
Thighs are a good dryer.
Yeah, I like the guy in front of me.
The thigh dryer. What they should do is develop a dryer where it's just a set of thighs coming out the wall and you just rub your hands on it.
I can't remember what I was going to say now. Fuck.
Doing a piss in public or
Oh, yeah. So it depends, right? So some pubs or wherever you are, to sum it short, it depends if you have to touch the door or not. Right?
elbows.
Yeah, I do the old elbow trick if you can, but sometimes they only open outwards and you have to pull the handle. Yeah. But yeah, if it's like some toilets have no doors and it's just got like a windy corridor
zigzag.
that
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, that's fine. I probably wouldn't wash my hands, and I'm a bit of not a germaphobe, but I'm a
Yeah,
hygienic.
we discussed this one. Yeah.
So like, if I went, just to do number ones, and I didn't have to touch any doors, or if I didn't have to touch anything apart from my dick, I probably wouldn't wash my hands. My dick is always clean.
Yeah. Mostly clean.
Mostly clean.
Mostly clean.
Lick it clean.
He has a personal wash twice a day.
Like a cat.
But if I could do what cats and dogs could do, I would never leave the house.
I would have a purpose at home.
Yeah.
I finished this with purpose.
So that's your fuckwits. The guys that invented that.
Hand
the guys
dryer.
that tried to help hygiene.
Did you know that when George Clemens developed his hand dryer, the difference between his hand dryer then and the hand dryer now, the one that no difference apart from slightly more power. That's it.
See, the thing is as well, like those. If you imagine a pub, right?
I am, yes.
Yep. Because we are a pub right now because there's lots of alcohol in this house.
Last
Anyway,
one, John.
ding ding. Like if you calculated like the electricity usage of a machine over a weekend, like a hand dryer over a weekend, factoring in that someone's got to come and fix that if it breaks. There's a heating element as well as a blowing air function to it. It's going to burn a bit of power. 2, surely how much 5,000 like cheap paper towels cost? Like what would cost more? Have you don't have those figures, do you?
I do, but they worked out that it was cheaper to do the hand dryer because the hand dryer has very little components, so you'd have a lot less maintenance on it.
But it still has a heating element, though. That's the thing. It still has it, so it still burns some power.
The Dyson ones,
Just air, I think.
It's the air. It's just
There's no
air.
heat.
So it's just like constant air.
The elderly man breathing on you ones probably need a bit more. That's why they get replaced.
So maybe that's why the pubs are doing it because of money.
It'll be money, yeah.
And some buggers got to replace the paper towels all night.
Yeah. But when you
Because it's also fun to get a stack and wet them, put them in soap, and then stick them to the ceiling.
yeah,
If you've never done that, sounds like someone dropping sandwiches off our roof.
I guess that's a contributing factor as well, because you would get some fuckheads who just throw them on the floor or against the wall.
But you also get fuckheads that break the hand dryer.
Yeah.
So
I guess so.
or turning up their dry balls.
I'm not that tall. It's normally face height for me.
Yeah, I'm gonna get leg up on the basin. Dry your testes.
Why are they wet?
I pissed on them.
I pissed my pants.
They're so long they went in the bowl.
I'd just like to add that was another bottle opened by Big Dick Richie's bottle opener. We've not given him a shout out for a while. And to be honest,
he doesn't deserve one.
the boys are a bit annoyed, aren't you, boys?
Yep.
Why?
Because he hasn't given me our requested bottle openers.
Big Dick Richie, you hear that?
Come on,
We're
man.
going to start calling you medium-sized Dick Richie.
Smarrow Dick Richie.
Get those BT50 springs melted.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry. Goose Simulator. Or
it's
Goose
called,
Game. Or
it's
whatever
called
it's called.
the Untitled Goose Game.
Oh.
Yeah. And fuck, fuck up their days.
You give people like little bites on the back of the leg.
Yeah.
Like, just little nips.
Yeah, untie their shoelaces and shit.
Yeah. Just be a total dick.
There's little missions. There's like a to-do list. So you got like a to-do list.
Kill a child.
Yeah, kill a child.
Because that's probably what gooses do.
Yeah. I hate geese.
Geese.
Fucking
John
scary.
Bonet Ramsey, fucking geese every single time. Hang.
Fun fact: the term for a group of two or more gooses, a gaggle. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
A gaggle.
I knew that one.
Would you like me to start my topic, because we have been going on about some stuff for a while?
Yeah, do it.
Okay, right. But we don't have work tomorrow, and we have lots of drinks. Okay.
Hi.
Are we ready? Okay, gentlemen. Tonight, I will take us on a journey back in time.
Ooh, I like these journeys.
To the Roman Empire. I don't really have a sound effect or joke I can make about the Roman. Apart from, let us pay homage to the boys from Monty Python.
Yay.
Because what have the bloody Romans ever done for us?
Well, they gave us irrigation, didn't they?
Well, all right, apart from irrigation. You get the picture.
Yeah.
He's been a very naughty boy.
Oh, he's not the Messiah.
Doesn't that go for ages, that
Yeah,
bit?
they're just like irrigation, healthcare, taxes,
Democracy.
Yeah, democracy, yeah. Well, apart from all those things, what have they ever bloody done for us? So, kind of homage to the boys of Monty Python. It's a light topic tonight, because the ones I've done the last few times have been pretty not light.
Yeah.
They've been
Depressing
pretty,
as
like,
fuck.
they've been as heavy as Biggie Smalls.
I'm on meds.
Yeah. Wow. Whoa.
Wow.
And
Because
One,
of your
one,
topics.
3, 1, 4.
and that. Wow. I didn't realize
131114.
I didn't realize the podcast had that much of an effect. I'm sorry, you can't sue me because we don't make money out of this.
Not yet.
Well, we tried.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
All you people out there who listen to us, give us money.
We want to make internet money.
Give us fucking money.
We got a Cybertruck to buy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we've got
to put the deposit down.
and we've got ASX stocks and Emerge Gaming to purchase. We want to be the major shareholders.
We've
I think
got
we should do a game
15
about
cents.
squirrels.
Untitled Squirrel Simulator. Wait, we don't have squirrels here. It'd have to be possums.
Yeah.
Untitled Possum Simulator.
Stimulator.
But gentlemen, Untitled Possum Stimulator. Wait, hold on.
Yeah.
Can we include this?
Yeah.
I probably so.
They're a protected species, so we protect.
Oh, so we're
Yeah,
protected by
good.
legislation. Yeah, that's fine. You can stimulate possums.
2 in the pig and 1 in the steak.
That's for the possums. Right, anyway, back to stimulating possums. Yes, it's kind of a homage to the boys from Monty Python, because I guess that's how the majority of the world sees the Roman Empire. And he's not the Messiah. He's a very naughty boy. He's not coming out. So go away.
Oh.
Fun fact: they filmed a lot of not the Life of Brian. What's the other one?
Holy Grail.
Holy Grail. A lot of Holy Grail was filmed around where I grew, like near to the place I grew up.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they did. Yeah, they filmed a lot of it around Doon Castle, possibly the bit with Fetchy Lavash. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on it. I've never been to Doon Castle. I don't know what it looks like, but when they come to the castle and the French are on the castle and they're like, they want to come in.
Your
And then,
mother was an hamster and your father smells like elderberries.
Your father smelled like elderberries. Fetchy Lavash? Quoi? Fetchy Lavash? Okay. I know that's okay. So in homage to the boys from Monty Python. So, yes, we're going back in time to the Roman Empire. So, after watching a Heston Blue Man Group documentary, it gave me cause. Heston Blumenthal. The bald English chef that does like weird shit.
Ah,
the food.
yeah.
Heston Blue Man.
Yeah,
group.
I know, yeah.
I've cooked Doug testicles
Yeah.
for 4 weeks.
On toast. Yeah. So yeah, I found some very interesting things about cooking, right? So my sources tonight are, as always, Wikipedia.
Yay.
I've got facsimilefinder.com
Ooh.
and also Atlas Obscura.com.
Ooh, that sounds fancy. .com.
I don't even know it right. I should probably apologise because I'm not going to be able to pronounce half this stuff. Half of it's in Latin. I don't speak Latin, right?
You barely speak English, Ken.
Right, yeah, I know. Yeah. Right, I don't know if it's Apicius or Apicius, right? So it's Apicius.
Epicius.
Apicius, right, okay.
If it's Latin, it'd be a K.
Yeah, so
sound.
Apicius, or as it's also known, Dere Coquinaria, is a selection
Si.
is a selection of Roman recipes which was probably compiled, and the sources are a bit obscure on this, in the late 1st, 4th, or 5th, early 5th centuries AD.
Ooh.
So it was a little bit ago. It's quite a bit ago. Now these recipes were written in a language which was closer to what was kind of commonly known as colloquial Latin, vulgar. You know the term vulgar?
Vulgar.
Yeah, that's vulgar. That's what it was known as, which is rather than to classical Latin. So the yeah.
Humanus
I don't.
patris
Yeah. All that.
subnacentus.
All that carry on. You know, I think the monks speak it somewhere.
Domine
don't they?
Patris.
Yeah.
Filio Sint.
Spesticle testicle.
That's been in many films.
He sounds like one of those little fucking whistles.
Oh, the kazoo! Oh, he's a Right, anyway.
Dominus. Spiritus.
That sounds like the start to Final Fantasy VIII, if I'm not mistaken.
It's also Exorcist.
Oh.
Oh, that takes me back to episode 1
It does.
when you had the soundboard.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
You played that, didn't you?
Yeah, I got rid of the soundboard.
Mike Oakenfold and Shield.
Yeah. Hello, my name's Oakenfoldenschild.
No, it's Mike. His first name's Mike.
Hello, my name's Schmeichel.
Yeah.
I'm
Like
Oakenfoldenschild.
Oakenfoot?
He done a song called Tubular Bells.
I'll shout topular. What's going on?
Gosh.
It's shut topular. How's
Also,
going on, Brosh?
no, they were. What, was it Mike? No,
It's Mike Oakfield.
Mark Oldfield, yeah.
I think you're talking about Paul Oakenfold.
Oh, it's a DJ, isn't he?
Yeah.
Oakenfold and Shield.
Oakenfold
I
and
just
Shield.
made it up.
Is it Paul? Is it Paul or Mike? No, it's Paul. Paul.
Yeah, Paul
Oakenfold.
Oakenfold.
Oakenfold Shield.
Oakenshield.
Hello there. What's going on? I like
What's
the right
going
to
on?
music.
I like DJs.
Yeah. Yeah, Mike Oldfield, not to be mistaken with Paul Oakenfold. They're two very different kinds of music.
You just remember.
Yeah. Anyway, right. So the name is Apicius. Is that what we've agreed
Yeah.
on? Right.
Apicius.
The name Apicius has been long associated and I'll start that again. The name Apicius had been long associated and excessively refined love of food.
Yeah.
So from the habits of an early bearer of the name, Marcus Gavius Apicius. So he was a Roman gourmet and lover of refined luxury, who lived sometime in the 1st century AD during the reign of Tiberius. Ooh, so yeah, if you get like if you get like a wolfy looking dog, that's probably a good wolf dog name.
Tiberius, come. Tiberius.
So he is sometimes erroneously asserted to be the author of the book. I can't even read this fucking word. Look at this. Pseudepigraphically. Look at that word. Second last paragraph, bottom line.
I can see it. It's massive.
Pseudepic. The book, right? He's
This
asserted to
fucking
be
book.
he's asserted to be the author of the book, and it's attributed to him. We'll avoid that word. I don't even know what that word is. So Apicius is a text that's to be used in the kitchen. So in the earliest printed editions, it was usually called De Coquinaria, which translates loosely to "on the subject of cooking."
On the subject.
On the subject of cooking, and again, it's obviously attributed to old mate Apicius. On the invention, based on the fact that one of the two manuscripts is headed with the words, capital, API, API, and then K is the second word, CAE. But also because there's a few recipes that are actually attributed to Apicius in the text. It's like Patinam Apicanium facis.
Normal
So
spelling.
like that's a recipe. Yeah, usual spelling.
Yeah.
But again, it gets referred to around the world as de culinaria as well. So there's
Culinaria.
culinary.
The culinary word.
So the Latin text is organised into 10 books with Greek titles in an arrangement similar to that of a cookbook. So I'm probably not going to try the Latin titles or the Greek titles because I'll just fuck it up. But you've got number 1 is the careful housekeeper. Number 2, the meat mincer, ground beef. Number 3, the gardener, vegetables.
Vegetable.
Number 4, many ingredients. Number 5, pulse, legumes.
Ooh,
Legumes. You know, like
Legumes.
fucking what they called.
Chickpeas.
Yeah, that kind of thing.
Segue to chickpea on face joke.
Number 6 is birds and poultry. Number 7
Is
is
that
the
chicken
gourmet.
nuggetus maximus?
Chicken nuggetus maximus. In fact, I mean, you can kind of see as well, like from the Greek word, aeropites. Because it must be like sky rat or something. I don't know.
Aeropites.
Bird that cannot fly.
Number 7 is the gourmet. Number 8 is the quadruped, which also means the 4-legged animals.
Oh.
I don't know how it differentiates between like the meat mince or ground beef, but I guess yeah. You
I was
all
like,
right?
there's furniture moving around in here.
Yeah. We got a demon spur again.
That was his ass, by the way.
You just do rupee tubes in my house.
Yeah.
Did it? I didn't hear it.
Hey, Domino, he's a puss.
Just to say anus. The neighbours are going to phone. They're going to phone the police on us. Those boys next door are having a fucking satanic ritual again. Chapter 9 is on the sea or seafood, and then chapter 10's called the fisherman. So I don't know what the difference between the two chapters is, but it's something I don't know. Yeah. Anyway, so the foods described in the book are useful for reconstructing the dietary habits of the ancient world, particularly around the Mediterranean basin. But the recipes are geared for the wealthiest classes, and a few contain what were exotic ingredients at the time. For example, the flamingo. Ooh. Yeah, they used to eat flamingos and shit.
Probably tastes like chicken.
Yeah.
Should do it again.
It's not much meat on the legs.
There's only one of them.
Yeah.
Oh,
Crispy
no,
legs.
that's right.
I'm just gonna suck on a flamingo knee for a while.
Crispy legs.
Because are they not got like bendy backwards knees?
Yeah, they've
like,
got-
they've got like knees like that.
Yeah, they've got fuck joints.
Yeah. So yeah, it's probably not very tasty. So anyway, this is actually a sample recipe from Apicius, which is translated into English, right? It's hot kid or lamb stew.
So kid is in goat.
Yes, I was actually going to clarify that. Yeah. Hot child stew.
Hot child stew.
Right, so this is the Apicius recipe for hot goat or lamb stew. Put the pieces of meat into a pan.
Oh,
Finely chop an onion and coriander. Pound some pepper.
pound it.
Lovage, I don't know what that is. Cumin, garum, oil, and wine.
That means Mueller grate in a fucking barrel with a pedal and mortar.
Oh, pestle and mortar.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay, right. And then the next one just says, cook. Turn out into shallow pan. Thicken with wheat starch. If you take lamb, you should add the contents of the mortar while the meat is still raw.
There you go.
Pestle and mortar. If child, add it while it's cooking. if goat meat, add it while it's cooking.
Yeah.
So there you go. It's pretty simple.
Yeah.
I
It's pretty
almost want it to
yeah.
be a child.
Me too.
Yeah,
And I wouldn't put it past the Romans either.
yeah.
Back then.
They ate everything. And they just-
They did actually, yeah.
Caligula did a whole lot of random weird shit. You heard about Caligula?
Was he the guy that invented writing? Calligraphy.
Yeah.
Oh, was he?
I'm
Fancy
not sure.
writing.
He was the
invented
one who had the
fancy
big
writing.
like weird orgies and like blood and weird shit.
Do you know they used to, the Romans used to do eating and puking parties?
Yeah.
So they used to like all get...
Bulimic parties.
No, like they literally would eat so much that they would throw up. But it was like there was servants that would hold the throwing up buckets and they throw up and then they just start eating again. I don't know why. It's There was a weird time.
They said ingest mercury as well to induce vomiting.
Mercury.
Yeah.
Wow.
They
Kill you.
Yeah.
If they pass them through, it'll make them infertile, and then they just shit and vomit everything out, and they'll be good to go again. He said that's how one of the Roman emperors died. He choked on a feather that he was trying to induce vomiting.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do they not know the old...
Toothbrush.
Yeah.
Maybe. I'm so pretty.
Yeah.
I'm so pretty. That one.
That one, yeah.
Yeah.
It works.
Yeah.
See, I just think it's nice to sometimes put out some party pies at a party. And we'll have a couple of cans, some party pies. You know, keep it simple.
Yeah.
I'm not paying people to collect spew.
Yeah. We should.
No, we shouldn't.
That'd be an interesting party.
Collecting
Modern
spew.
times.
Yeah. But mind you, they didn't have like Spotify back then, so they couldn't like Lamb of God stuff. Let's just put Lamb of God on and fucking rock out. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, so that's one of the recipes from it. There's been a number of different editions of the Apicius over the years. So in a completely different manuscript, there's also a very abbreviated epitome entitled Apici Excerpta a Venedario, which is
an excerpt of the an excerpt.
a pocket Apicius. Now, this was written by a guy called Venedarius, who's been described throughout like the writings as an illustrious man.
Ooh.
So this was made as late as
Was
the
it shiny?
Yeah.
Carolingian era.
Kind of
Cunnilingus, yeah.
No, yeah, that was
That's one of the
So
chapters.
his book may have the entry actually says this book. Oh, sorry, the Venedarius of this book may have been a goth.
Yeah. We
Um,
don't jump at house
Yeah,
parties.
yes. In which case, his
sad
Gothic
man,
name may have been Venethargus.
Oh.
But this is only conjecture. just lies. So despite him being documented as being illustrious, nothing is known about him. Nothing is truly known. He's an illustrious man.
So he's a shiny, made-up dude.
Yeah, he's a shiny made-up dude that made small versions of the cookbook.
Yeah.
He's probably just trying to make a quick dollar.
Yeah.
Like back in days. Yeah. So his book survives in a single 8th century uncial manuscript. So despite the title, the booklet is not an excerpt purely from that text that we have today, as it contains material that's no longer in the manuscripts. So either some text was lost between the time the excerpt was made and the time the manuscripts were written, or there was never a standard Apicius text because the contents changed over time as it was adapted by its readers. Probably kind of like the Bible.
Yeah,
That
sounds a lot like the Bible.
Yeah.
There's also an Australian and New Zealand cookbook called the Edmonds Cookbook, which is
really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Which has got the standard fare of how to make pancakes, all the normal recipes. So it might be like that, like a standard manuscript for.
It's just changed over the years because people interpret things differently.
Yeah, and sometimes like they'll send in recipes. It'll be Margaret from Wollongong says, "Here's my best fucking pancake recipe," and does it that way. So
And then it just changes because Margaret's one's pretty good.
yeah,
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
So there we go. So this thing kind of changed like the Bible over the years. So once the manuscripts had surfaced, there were 2 early printed editions of it in Milan in 1498, which was under the title In Re Quinaria.
Sì, per favore.
And then there was another version in Venice in the 1500s. Bang on. 1500. That's the year. So 4 more editions in the text in the next 4 decades reflect the appeal of the Apicius. And in the long standard editions of C.T. Schuh, S-C-H-U-C-H, Schuh,
Yeah, I don't know.
Heidelberg in 1867.
Are we thinking that this Apicius is the original cookbook? Like the
Now-
very first cookbook?
I looked at it, and I will go on to that because it's one of the oldest, but it's not
The
oldest. Where's my little bit? I had a little bit somewhere.
You were saying it's 500 AD.
Yeah, it's quite early. Yeah,
Yeah, that's pretty early.
There are some other recipes actually
What,
on
like fucking chiseled
stones.
in stone?
Yeah, there are.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
There's
KFC
three-
recipe.
There's 3 of them, 3 tablets. What did you say?
The KFC recipe.
Sugar, spice, everything next.
11 herbs and spices Apicius.
Did you see that thing on KFC? had, KFC. I think it was KFC on Twitter.
Yeah.
Had 11 followers. Oh no, it followed 11 people. Sorry, no, 6. It followed 6 people, and nobody noticed anything about it until some guy in America commented, because he'd obviously looked like, why does KFC only follow 6 things? They looked at it. KFC, the Twitter page, followed 11. Sorry, it had 7 followers.
Yeah.
The KFC Twitter page followed 6 guys named Herb and the Spice Girls band. 11 different
That's pretty
herbs and
good.
spices. Yeah,
That's
and this guy,
pretty good.
there was a thing about it. I think they gave him like KFC for a year or something because he noticed that he was the first person to.
Wow,
and this
shit.
they'd been going for years and nobody picked up on it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
11 herbs and spices. Yeah, so yeah, 6 guys named Herb and the Spice
The
Girls.
Spice Girls.
Wow.
Yeah, nice.
There you go. So I'm not very good at quick math.
Math on the fly.
Math on the fly. Flash math.
Fly math. Fly math.
Fast math. Anyway, so in the long standard edition by this guy in Heidelberg in 1867, so the editor actually added some recipes from some other guy's manuscript. So it's been added to over the years. So between 1498 and 1936, there were 14 editions of the Latin texts. So the work was not widely translated. However, the first translation was into Italian in 1852.
Ciao bella.
Which followed in the 20th century by 2 translations into German and French. And the French
9.
nine, yes.
Oui.
The French translation by I think it was by a lady called Bertrand Guegen, G-U-E apostrophe G-E-N, Guegen. Bertrand Guegen was actually awarded the 1934 Prix Langlois by the Académie Française.
Oui.
It's I looked at it briefly. It's a prize for French translations and French literature. So the translation won a prize in 1934 because France obviously never realised they were going to have a few issues in the next couple of years after 1934.
Pussies.
Yeah, some issues with Germany. Anyway,
I don't know what you're talking about.
so there was a guy called Veiling that made the first translation of the book into English under the title Cookery and Dining in Imperial Rome. And that was published in 1936 and is still in print now.
Oh, really?
Yep, having been reprinted in 1977 by Dover Publications. It is now of historical interest only since Veiling's knowledge of Latin was not always adequate for the difficult task of translation. And several translations later and more reliable translations now exist. So, if you want, we can get a copy. We can get some e-ham in a Cybertruck and we can go and cook some Roman things.
Yeah.
Yes.
We can cook hot children.
Yes. We should do
A
that.
child stew. Which kind of brings me on to my the reason I was looking at this topic. Because I spoke about Heston Blue Man Group earlier.
Yes.
So the ancient Romans, they had consumed some very strange foods, ranging from a sow's womb, a lady sheep, the womb of a lady sheep, to rodents. Now, in fairness, the Scots, we used to eat, haggis traditionally was in the stomach. It was, you stuff the stomach of a sheep with,
Sheep stomach, yeah.
you know, like birds' beaks and ducks' arseholes and things like the feet. And you'd put it all in there, grind it up, and you'd eat it. It's haggis. Anyway, so they used to eat some fucking weird things.
It's like
right?
a giant sausage, right? Haggis. Sort of.
But it's more like a ball sausage. It's more like a giant ball of goodness. It's like the modern tradition. I think it's just like oats and spices and like offal. It's just like offal. Like, you know. Anyway, so they obviously ate stuff ranging from the sow's womb to rodents. But one rodent in particular that they really enjoyed was known as the edible dormouse, or the dormouse, commonly known as the fat dormouse. Now, this is a large, mousy rodent thing, and is the only living species in the genus Glis, G-L-I-S, which is found in the most of Western Europe. Now, its name comes from the Romans, who ate them as a delicacy. So, the edible dormouse is the largest of all the dormice, being around 14 to 19 centimetres in head to body length, plus an 11 to 13 centimetre long tail.
Ew.
Yeah. So it normally weighs from about 120 to 150 grams, but it may also double in weight immediately prior to hibernation. It's generally squirrel-like body, small ears, short legs, large feet. I'm just really describing myself here. I think. So its fur is grey to greyish brown in colour over most of the body. It's got white, while the underparts and the inner surface of the legs are white colour. And the line of demarcation is rather well defined, so it's obviously quite like just grey, white. It's pretty. It doesn't like blend, it's just cuts off. So, again, a species of the dormice, which I never knew. So unlike most other dormice, they have no dark markings on the face, aside from faint rings around the eyes. So do you think maybe that's what the raccoon is? Because I like a dormice species.
Yeah. Kind of sounds like it.
Because they look like little robbers. Because they got face masks on.
Rodent too.
Yeah. So again, the tail's long and bushy, with fur slightly darker than that on the body. Now the front feet have 4 digits, and the hind have 5. So they've only got only 4 at the front, 5 at the back. And the soles of the feet are naked.
Oh,
and
heavens be!
And the lady dormice have from 4 to 6 pairs of teats. The pairs of teats.
Pairs of teats.
Pairs of teats.
Oh, teats.
Yeah, little mouse tits. So
I like big person tits.
Now,
to be honest,
I think Chris might not enjoy the edible dormouse because the edible dormouse is capable of limited autonomy. Limited autonomy. What were you talking about earlier? You fuck of the week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So simple.
Stupid pricks. Yeah. But if another animal grasps the tail, the skin breaks easily and slides off, and the underlying bone is exposed, and then it later breaks off, and the wound heals.
To be fair,
like lizards.
I think we should probably start practicing eating all the stupid people. Get rid of
Yeah. Last week it was we should get back to cutting cunts in half.
Splitting people in half. Yeah. We should eat all the stupid people. That'd be a good way to. Oh wait, because then it might make us dumber.
Okay, so the edible dormouse is found throughout much of mainland Western Europe, and it's also found on a number of Mediterranean islands, including Sardinia, where fish is from, Corsica, Sicily, and Crete. It's rather more sparsely distributed through the Central European and the Balkans, but can be found as far north as the Upper Volga River. Don't know what country it's in. But fun fact, so you can still find these things in the wild. Like, they're still wild animals. So, I don't think you can get them in Australia. Funny, though. Because we made some. We got one here.
I'd eat it.
His name is Brian. Brian. But there is a small isolated population of them that exists in southeast England. At the turn of the 20th century, the British banker and zoologist Lionel Walter Rothschild... Conspiracy! FBI, get We're all going to get killed for this. Lionel Walter Rothschild, he kept them in his private collection in the town of Tring in Hertfordshire. In 1902, some of them escaped and reproduced, establishing themselves in the wild as an invasive species. So today, the British edible dormouse population is thought to be 10,000 strong. And they've been recorded strong in a 25 kilometre radius of Tring.
So they're still a delicacy.
So mostly concentrated to the south and the east. So the area of distribution has been described as a 200 square mile triangle. So they've just branched out. So but they probably just look like little rodents or get mistaken, hit by cars and mashed up in tractors by
feed the
farmers
homeless.
Put in pies.
You put in pies and that kind of stuff. The triangle where they're found in is between Beaconsfield, Aylesbury, and Luton, and also around the southeast.
Shout out to our Luton Massive.
Luton Massive. Also to around the southeast side of the Chiltern Hills.
The Dormouse Triangle.
So, the astute Italians got their rodents mouth ready by sticking them in a special container called a glararium or vivarium indonis, which means enclosed animal habitats in jars. So, it's very literal, the translation. So it was designed to be a temporary home for the rodent, a rodent Airbnb, shall we call it, where the animal could pick out. So the humans would then cook up the dormouse once they judged it to be its prime plumpness. So,
it's gonna be fat.
Yeah, we're gonna make them fat as fuck.
Fat as fuck.
And then we're gonna eat them.
I'm gonna feed him jelly beans.
No, but they didn't feed them jelly beans because I don't think jelly beans were invented at that point in time. However,
Surely they would have been.
the dormouse were long considered extravagancies. Now, in 115 BC, before Jesus times,
For Jeebus.
For East Jesus.
back in the Kilty times, a consul by the name of Marcus Aemilius Scaurius passed a law that prohibited serving exotic avians, mollusks, and dormice. Now, according to Pliny the Elder, I don't know who he is, but that's what he said. Pliny, yeah. We got a guy. We know a guy called Pliny.
We should start calling Pliny the Elder.
Yeah!
Pliny the Elder.
He's the oracle of all knowledge of plastic crack. But it is likely that nobody listened to the legislation. They were all badass because the rodents were too tasty, and they all got addicted to them.
And because it was 1500 BC.
No, it was 115 BC.
Oh,
so
115
yeah, so it was like it's kind of close to Jesus-y times. but not
115
too
East
close.
Jesus.
So yeah, East Jesus, northeast.
Northeast. South of Northeast Jesus.
So on their country estates, prominent Romans reared some animals for consumption. So there's a book called On Agriculture. There was a Roman scholar by the name of Varro who noted that the country gentlemen raised tiny critters like snails to eat, bees for honey, and dormice inside their villas. Ancient gourmand Fluvius Hirpinus.
Her penis.
Hirpinus, but it says whose name is probably a misspelling.
The first ever recorded hermaphrodite.
Yes, Fluvius Hirpinus.
Herpinus.
This Fluvius Hirpinus
Herpinus.
popularized eating snails, and he started the practice of fattening the dormice
bet he did.
for the table. I'm gonna fatten these dormice. Make them ripe for the farmer's market.
They go with plums.
So he practiced the fattening of them for the table in the mid-1st century BC. So we're still in pre-Jesus-y times, if you believe. Dormice became a food of the upper class, and this fella Varro cites the example of a rich guy named Titus Pompeius, who had a
Tight-ass Pompeius.
He had a vast domain in Transalpine Gaul, which is the modern France / Belgium area.
Just picturing that guy from Futurama, the gold robot who eats the grapes.
So anyway, this guy, so on his private hunting reserve, Pompeius bred captive critters in a 4 square mile enclosure, in which they were usually kept places for snails and beehives, and also casks, which dormice were confined. So there's an ancient version of a farm-to-table eating, in which you bred, raised, and slaughtered your own food.
I'm hunting a jam. This is my preserve.
So archaeological evidence indicates that average Joe farmers might have raised the dormice on their own properties and then sold them to the rich people as a side hustle. In the book on agriculture, Varro describes the unusual quirks of the terracotta pots that they were kept in. So it looks like a regular short storage vessel on the outside and resembled an artificial burrow on the inside. So when building the clay containers for them, the potters used a different plan when making regular ones. So for one, the jar was ventilated. Obviously. They gotta breathe.
On account of the asthma.
They all have asthma. Y'all wanna buy some wheezy mice? Some wheezy fat mice? Good for the table.
Sorry.
I bet they were like, I know we're rich and fancy, but these fat wheezy mice are making a lot of noise.
You get the Roman FBI knocking on the door. Hey! We've been here and you've been breeding you a secret stash of dormice. I don't know what you're talking about.
Y'all guys got a bit of a wheezy mice side hustle.
No, nothing to see here.
Nothing. No, that's just my son.
That's my cat.
That's my son. His name. Wheezy. Wheezy. Desist, Wheezy. Calm down. It's only the Roman FBI.
Roman FBI, we're coming here.
Pointing spears and shit at people. Bows and arrows.
We got a search warrant for dormice.
Like there's a fucking there's a standard bearer in the back just fucking marching up the street. a guy covered in a cougar skin. He's covered in
It's got the contents of the warrant on the banner.
Nexus Dominus.
FBI, we're going down.
Roman FBI.
Roman FBI. We're here for Dormice.
We're here for it. Imagine that in like the, you know, when you watch like American like FBI films and like they're doing the operation like thing they do before they go and like do the operation.
The briefing.
Yeah, the briefing. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, we got a couple of guys down in down in Sicily. They're breeding these wheezy fat mice and they ain't paying the dormice tax. So we're gonna.
There's one door in the fat. Door in the fat.
So we're gonna go down and we're gonna enter. It's gonna be hard and swift. we got the contents of the warrant on the standard bearer, and I'm gonna wear a cougar skin. So they had in addition to the ventilation holes, they had channels on the inside and a lot of hollows that would hold food. So what they did is they made these hollows so that the food trays could be refilled from outside, and the light would come in and they'd have air and everything. So pretty much, the channels allowed the dormice to scurry along the sides of their like little pots. So to fatten them, they would put acorns, walnuts, and chestnuts in the jar, in the thing, and then when the cover was placed over the top of it, they would grow really fat in the dark because like. Which it made sense since all they could really do was like
lay there and
walk
eat.
a little bit and eat and sleep
and fuck.
No, because they were just on their own. They wouldn't let them fuck. Like they just put them in on their own. Yeah.
Sounds a fucking.
No, this is the fattening process. Oh. Yeah. So it's kind of like me in a way because like I just shut the curtains.
Yeah.
There's air holes.
Yeah.
And I eat and sleep.
Yeah.
So yes.
Yeah.
Fuck, sounds awesome.
So again, once the dormice were deemed sufficiently chubby, they were killed and cooked for banquets.
Half chub or full chub?
Yeah.
Full chub.
Full chub.
Clearly full
4 inches deep.
Always full. Always full. So once this one fella, Amanius Marcellinus, reported that at dinner parties the hosts would order fish and dormice and other meats, but it would all actually be weighed on scales and the results recorded. So as many as 30 scribes would jot down and go on about the animal weights at any given feast. So heavy meats were points of pride for rich Romans. The fatter your dormice, the more money you were able to spend on idle pursuits, and the wealthier you were.
Oh.
So if you just got this really big fast rat and just like, I'm really wealthy.
Look at me.
Spend all this money, getting the rat fat. So yeah, a number of ancient Roman recipes and dormice dish descriptors still survive today. Mm-hmm. In a famous banquet scene in the Satricon, which is one of ancient Rome's first novels, hosted by the nouveau riche Trimalchio, it was dormice seasoned with honey and poppy seeds. So these were served as a kind of...
It's like honey chicken.
Yeah,
honey
kind of, yeah. And these were served as a kind of hors d'oeuvre.
Oh.
And again, this... the Apicius also lists some additional tasty dormice recipes. So the dormice stuffed with pork and its own trimmings, pounded with pepper, and laser, which is the juice of the giant fennel plant, broth and nuts.
That sounds quite nice.
Yeah, and after this concoction, it's put in a casserole dish, roasted or boiled.
I don't know what rat tastes like, but it sounds pretty nice.
In fairness, it sounds like a not bad way to chow down, especially considering the mice were extra succulent after hanging out in their own little house jar. So now, the reason I was studying this one and looking into it is because Heston Blue Man Group made a feast for these fancy people in England out of these fellas, right? So he made a dormouse patty. He dipped it in white chocolate and set it like a lolly, and then added the honey and the poppy seeds.
Why would you?
Well, he made it into a patty,
Yeah, but
but when watching it, apparently it was quite good.
Honey seeds and poppy, I get.
Yeah,
right. But why the white chocolate?
But you know what he like. You know what he's like. Heston Blue Man Group. He's a funny guy. But he also made a note in that documentary that the Roman army almost fell as a result of these mice because the soldiers were so addicted to them. But unfortunately, I couldn't find any further reading into this or any further research. But it's possible. I mean, if these guys were literally addicted, to eating fat mice, they obviously fight, internal quarrels,
killing
and all
each
that.
other.
Yeah, killing each other. So, in any case, the ancient Romans were addicted to eating fat mice. Ancient heroin,
Ooh. Talking point.
Fin.
Very close.
There we are, my boys.
There, see, he said ancient heroin. It also, because poppy seeds are genetically modified these days, aren't they?
Yes.
So that they don't have the opiates.
Then,
Back then, you would have been eat a poppy seed dormice off your fucking head.
off your chop.
Especially with especially if the meat was succulent and fatty, like when you have a good roast,
Yeah.
and you're like, oh my god, I got the fucking meat sweats, and like you get all like, oh yeah, it feels so good. Combine that with poppy seeds that get you off your face.
It's like,
Oh.
it's like, oh, I've had a nice roast and it's heroin
and it's fucking heroin,
and it's drugs.
that'd be fucking sweet. You'd be sitting there like munging out, like,
So, we've got to get Eham
Yeah.
and a Dormouse.
Yeah.
So-
from what you've described, I'd be tempted
Yeah,
to
I'd be
try
keen.
dormouse.
Well,
Can we get it?
Croatia and Slovenia still a delicacy, still actively bred. And
Croatia.
Well,
yeah. So
we have had
to
a
talk
few
to
people
Rob about
from
it.
that part of the world listening to us. So, if those in the English Isles, those in Eastern
Croatia.
European nations want to send us a dormouse, albeit frozen, send it over to us and we will eat it.
vacuum seal it. 'Cause,
Yeah.
like customs
We don't
might
want to
have an
die.
issue.
We don't die.
Big customs may have an issue because they don't like us bringing things. It's been dead, but yeah, but there you go.
But yeah,
We can eat them.
sounds
Yeah.
quite delicious.
Do you know
Yeah.
what? If I was like, if I went to Croatia or Slovenia or Slovakia, whatever it is, and I'd probably give it a bash. Like, concerning like reading the thing, because they obviously it's been eaten for a long time, so
Yeah.
it's probably all right.
Yeah.
You know, the people probably know how to cook them. So,
And,
boys,
you always see on like in movies or cartoons or fucking I don't know whatever the shows, but they always eat rats when they're out camping in the bush.
Yeah.
So that can't be that bad.
on the little spit,
On the little
Like
spit
rat
with the
spit,
thing.
yeah, and the rats like this.
Yeah.
Exactly like that.
Yeah.
Okay, gentlemen, and whoever the fuck is listening, we today. I'm gonna take it back. Flashback. I'm gonna go back to original episodes. 1, 2, 3. The harp noise.
noises, yeah.
Oh, the moon's out there. I can see the moon.
Oh shit.
Um,
Do you know if you obviously they say if you stand on the moon you can see the Great Wall of China. Well, I tell you boys, if I stand on the Great Wall of China, I can see the moon.
Equilibrium.
Thanks.
Nice.
Thank you. Thank you.
Carry on.
All right. So, like I said, throwback. I'm going to go back to some of my original topics, if you will. Today, we are going to be talking about the Juliet Marine Systems Ghost.
Wow.
That sounds fucking sweet.
All right. I was saying to Dave off air that I started researching this topic, taking notes, all that sort of shit.
Yeah.
And then I went to the Wikipedia to take more notes, and it turns out everything I've written down is already in there, like verbatim. So I'm just going to read.
So have other sites like taken from?
Yeah, I think so.
Wikipedia?
So, but what I'm going to do is I'm just pretty much going to read off this Wikipedia page because
Do you know, I found that doing multiple bits of research as well for our topics that a lot of websites do actually cite word for word things off Wikipedia.
yeah. Oh,
At least change a word or something, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, I know we're regurgitating what's on there, but we're doing the search. You don't have to do it. We're doing it for you. We're just and we're reading it to you, and we're making jokes.
Yeah.
You know, fat
Public
nice.
service.
Fat
Oh,
nice.
actually,
Dave, I think it's time to do a couple of shout outs.
Oh,
There's
yes.
a couple of people,
Yes.
our friends and family.
We've made some new friends and family from the podcast community. So, big shout out to the boys at the Amazingly Awful podcast and to Weekly Talk with Danny and Chris. So, featuring Danny and Chris. So, big shout out to you guys. Thanks very much. Follow them on Instagram and Facebook and on the normal platforms, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and wherever you get your podcast from.
Yeah,
So
get them on there. We've because we've been chatting to them,
Yeah.
messaging in between back and forth and discussing, ways to increase our listeners, but not just for ourselves, but for each other as well. Because I think because they're obviously probably at the same level as us.
Yeah.
Entry level podcasts where we've just started, we're just getting the swing of things, and I think especially with podcasts like ours and the other two, we need to kind of help each other get those views and listens up. So if people from our podcast go and listen to another one because of us, that's good for us, but it's good for them as well.
Yeah.
So I think we need to keep the
Networking.
networking. Yeah, that's
So
it. But
it's-
like encourage it as well. Like we need to encourage our listeners. You know, if you think we're shit, then these guys might be better.
Yeah, they're way
You know,
better.
yeah.
Yeah.
Time
So
of
it's-
death's
go
good as
listen
well.
to them.
Time of death.
You might time of death especially. Like, you know, they're you know, people might not like us all the time. People might not give a fuck about listening to Dormice, but they're most probably going to want to listen to Time of Death.
Yeah.
So, you know,
So we've got Amazingly Awful Podcast, Weekly Talk featuring Danny and Chris, and the Time of Death podcast with Taylor and Douglas. Dig in, guys. They're on the normal platforms. Give them a big shout out. Like them on their normal socials, Instagram especially. So,
The amazingly awful guys are from New York.
New York.
New York.
New York.
New York.
I'm walking here.
And
I don't know
funny
how
because
Fucking walking here.
I'm walking
in
here.
fairness to those guys, like the first message from them was quite funny
Yeah.
because through the podcast pages, and we just received a message from those guys. It's like, you know, we fuck with y'all, and Dave's like, I'm sorry, what?
You want to have sex
we,
with
we
us?
weren't we weren't sure of this introduction. I mean, normally we just say hello, but you know, so
I'm
and that was
fuck with
funny.
y'all.
We laughed at that. We read it together. We laughed at it. It was funny, and get around each other because, you know, especially the little podcasts like ourselves. You know, we need to support each other in the community and give each other the shout outs, and you know, take your time. We're quite long as a podcast.
Yeah,
like our
we are.
episodes are long, and you know, just give yourself 10-15 minutes. Listen to the other guys.
Long and arduous.
Long and arduous, yeah. It's
Like a
painful.
trip to Everest.
Yeah, it's painful. It's cold.
But once you
two
reach
people died.
But
you know,
once you
it's
reach,
like-
once you
yeah.
reach the peak,
you know, so like
it's all worth it.
you know, our podcast isn't for everybody. So if we can recommend others that, you know, you might want to listen to, jump on, get into it. Yeah,
Indeed.
Chris,
Where's
my pen over here?
You threw it.
that's where your pen is.
Pen is.
Hey!
I've seen
That's
seen Dave's pen.
That's
is.
our
Pen is.
weenus joke.
You know, weenus is your elbow, right?
What?
Your weenus. Your weenus. It's your elbow.
Really?
Is that actually like a
Yeah, the
medical
skin.
term for?
No, the skin on your elbow is called your weenus.
Do you
Oh.
just- if you get loose skin on your elbow, it looks like a testicle skin. So yeah.
Weenus.
Did you know what that bit? It's called your philtrum.
Ooh. Your fulcrum.
Philtrum,
Fil-
Filtrim or whatever.
Nice.
Also, you know when you got a hoodie, you know the plastic bits at the end of the cord on a hoodie? They're called aglets.
Same as shoelaces.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
aglets.
Aglets.
Aglets. There you go.
Chris.
Fun fact for the day. Tell us about
All right.
Juliet.
Like I said,
Yeah.
we're talking about the Juliet Marine Systems Ghost.
Ghost.
It is an advanced super cavitating stealth ship.
Oh, say that again. Sorry, I was.
The Juliet Marine Systems Ghost is an advanced super cavitating stealth ship. Oh. So, before you ask, cavitation, you may ask what cavitation is.
It's
What's
to do-
cavitation, Chris?
It's to do with
Funny you should say that, Dave.
Yeah.
dirty teeth.
Cavitation is a phenomenon which...
It's a phenomenon.
A phenomenon.
Phenomenon.
Phenomena.
Chris.
Phenomenon.
Fuck
I
you
think
guys.
Dave's urging this on because he's got to edit this fucking.
Yeah.
And we're almost we're on 2 hours and 20. It's fucking not even started the second topic. Anyway, Chris, carry on.
Yeah. So basically, cavitation is like when pressure systems change rapidly, there's a void you in liquids.
Yeah.
So like if something creates enough pressure, it makes a void around whatever the object is. Yeah.
Now, question, because to describe my understanding of in air, when you have two different, where you're on a plane, for example, you got two different air pressures mixing with each other.
But we're talking about
You
liquids.
but you get air pockets.
Talking about
And
liquids.
no, but so if you're in a plane and you hit an air pocket, you can potentially drop a ridiculous amount of height in a very short space of time.
Yeah.
Is that maybe similar to?
No.
No, but the air pocket itself, is that similar? Like, it's a small void. It's very unique.
No.
In that, okay.
No.
He's looking at me like, you're an idiot. Shut the fuck up.
No, it's usually made by like a propulsion system. You can leave that one in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so basically it's when a void surrounds something that it shouldn't anyway, because of pressure systems in liquid. It's similar to turbulence, I suppose, but it's constant. What
Yeah.
theoretically constant anyway.
But does this go back to remember your first thing about the Jetsons mobile? Well, that was hydrogen, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was hydrogen.
Something about hydrogen,
Something
boys.
to do with hydrogen.
Something to do with hydrogen.
No, that was different.
Yeah.
Anyway. All right. So the Ghost is an advanced supercavating stealth ship. Now, this ship can reduce hull friction to 1/900th that of conventional watercraft.
I was like, what? Yes?
That was funny as fuck. I wish we'd recorded the video for that. Start again.
Casual as fuck.
He's just like, yes, shallow and pedantic. Right, start again.
Sorry.
All right. So the Ghost is an advanced cavitating stealth ship that can reduce hull friction to 1/900th that of conventional watercraft. It was developed to provide superior protection and capabilities for United States military personnel. It was designed, developed, and built by private American company Juliet Marine Systems.
Oh,
Now,
okay, yeah.
to go into this, for the history, the inventor Gregory Sankoff had decided to focus on small watercraft following an attack on the USS Cole in 2000 on the dot.
Oh, bang, on the dot.
2000.
The millennium. The millennium. Yeah.
After which he recalled saying, and I quote, "Some Yahoo terrorist in a cheap little boat and $500 worth of explosives can kill 17 sailors on $1 billion ship?" Question mark. So,
Rhetorical. I like it.
yeah. So, Gregory Sankoff also came across a 630-page United States Navy report on an exercise called Juliet. So, it's a simulation, if you will, a combat simulation.
Yep.
Where the Navy attacked an enemy force of small, high-speed boats. After 2 days, the Navy had suffered over 20,000 simulated casualties. So basically, all the big battleships and stuff try to take on a fleet of smaller attack boats, and they suffered a lot of casualties.
That's quite an accurate simulation as well, that they've really thought about, this is what attacked us. Let's develop a simulation, and went, oh, fuck, we need to do something about this. That's what I'm saying. They're not, saying that we're the best and we're just going to kill these, fast boat things.
Yeah.
They actually thought about oh shit, accurately, we really need to do something about this.
Yeah. So it's kind of a countermeasure in a way.
Yeah.
So, Sankoff gathered information on marine technology, including hydroplane racing boats and high-speed supercavitating torpedoes. So he basically combined the two. In 2007,
race boats and torpedoes.
Torpedo
race boats.
He's basically, that's what the Ghost is. Basically. Topic, wow. Finn.
Today I'm going to discuss Operation Operation Space Ghost. It's torpedo space
with the race boat.
Finn.
To be fair, that's kind of where I was heading with it anyway.
Oh, sorry. I've ruined it. My bad. Space.
So yeah, he, in 2007 at Sankoff, he founded Juliet Marine Systems, named after the exercise, the simulation that inspired him.
Yep.
And he began to work on a plywood mock-up. So in October of 2009, Sankoff's patent attorney received a letter from the United States Patent and Trademark Office with a recommendation from the Office of Naval Research, or ONR, enforcing a secrecy order, forbidding Juliet Marine from filing its patents internationally or speaking about its technology.
I can imagine how that phone call from the manager of the patent office went to the military, that came back and says, you need to tell this guy
to shut the fuck up.
Bring him into the office. Get the gun under the table. We're going to put on some sandwiches. We're going to get him in, and we're going to have a little chat about his boats.
Yeah. So they put a secrecy order, or they suggested a secrecy order from stopping his patent from going.
We suggest you
with a gun to his face. Yeah.
We suggest you.
That's a great idea.
Yeah. Boys, I will take that into consideration. That's what he said.
So the secrecy orders were lifted in 2011, and prototype trials runs were conducted at night. So I think around 2011 or 2014, there was a running prototype, basically.
Yeah.
The trial runs were conducted at night, and the main hull section failed to lift out of the water on the first dozen runs or so. Yeah.
In theory, right? They ran the trials at night, right? So they've set these, whatever they are, they've set them up, and it's fucking blasting through the water. Do you think there's some that, like, because obviously the hull couldn't lift out the water, right?
Yeah.
But do you think there's some that went the opposite direction and they're still darting about the sea like now?
Downwards.
Yeah, it's just, this
'Cause
thing's just going round and
If you look at the photos, you'll
the
see
deep
what
ocean,
I
like,
mean. Because
it's
now
been going
that
around
you
for
guys
20
kind of know
to
what it
10
is.
years.
So like it hydroplanes. So like once it picks up, I'll explain it. But once it picks up speed, it hydroplanes pretty much.
Oh, yeah, it's yeah, okay.
Yeah. Sorry.
Bless you.
Yeah.
Albus, shut up. Silence.
So, like I said, the secrecy orders were suggested by the Office of Naval Research. But the thing I should probably explain about the Ghost before I go on any further, because I said the trials where it failed to lift out of the water. It's basically, it's got a centerline hull, which looks like a relatively normal boat, but it has twin pontoons on either side. So what it does, when it picks up speed, anything above 8 knots, it starts lifting out of the water, and it basically hydroplanes on the twin pontoons, and the hull lifts out of the water.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And it uses a gyro to stabilize the dual pontoons, which it's all made out of high-grade aluminum steel. And it's called I guess the way it goes across the ocean or whatever, it's called a small waterplane area twin hull, or a swath.
Swath.
It's a swath.
Or as Mike Tyson would say, a swath.
A swath.
A swath.
It's called a swath.
Does Mike Tyson listen to this?
I hope not.
Yes.
Wait, hold on.
Gonna kill us. So yeah, the secrecy orders were lifted in 2011, and it started doing the prototype runs. Its first successful lift was in 2011, and it reached roughly 1.2 meters high. So the center hull.
Cool. What kind of speed did it?
I'll tell you.
Yeah,
Just fucking hold your questions. Fuck.
I'm so excited.
Hold your questions for the end, you fuckers.
So trials revealed the vessel's smoothness. It can traverse on the water, not the actual body of the...
That, we both immediately started rubbing our faces because we thought that it meant like body smooth.
Yeah, so this thing's capable of maintaining top speeds and traveling through 8 to 10 foot waves without any drama.
Jesus.
Yeah, so without the crew feeling much motion sickness, unlike those on board the accompanying chase boats, because they had chase boats following it to record all the trials and all that. Yeah, so those guys on board the chase boat were like, "Oh, but I'm fucking seasick as fuck," and this Ghost is just smooth through the
that would be great. It'd be quite disheartening to be in the chase boat and like, oh, the guys in there aren't sick. We were very sick.
So the way it does that is that it's the swath. The swath is controlled and stabilized, like I said, by a gyro. But there's 22 underwater computers in the pontoons which monitor how it's sitting in the water and all that.
Yep.
So it keeps it stable. And it usually carries 3 to 5 seamen.
I wish they could keep me stable.
If only I could think about a joke to do with semen.
That's why I called them seamen, because they
Right.
said sailors, and I went, and now
I
you guys
interrupted.
just...
Right, stop. Do it again. Go from the pontoons being stable. Go.
Okay, well, like I said, it uses a gyro to stabilize the dual pontoons. But on the pontoons, there's 22 underwater computers on board, which keep it steady and all that sort of shit.
Yeah.
And it's designed to carry 3 to 5 seamen.
Like a testicle.
What the fuck kind of testicles have you got?
4.
3 to 5.
3
Between
to 5.
3 and
3 to 5
5.
seamen.
The cars. How many seamen?
17.
They should call them sailors rather than seamen. Well, technically they're not sailing. There's no sail.
Are they able seamen, though?
Oh, man. They're just inside this fucking aluminium boat. Jeez. Anyway.
Seamen jokes.
In 2014, Sankoff declared he was aware, quotation marks, of the DoD's Department of Defense apprehension.
Apprehension?
Yes.
Yes.
In 2014, Sankoff declared that he was aware of the Department of Defense's apprehension to working with startup companies. So private companies. The
Yeah,
DoD,
like
the
develop
DoD
shit.
doesn't normally like.
Yeah. Like in have you watched any of the newest series of The Big Bang Theory?
No.
They developed some technology like for like it's like a very small gyroscope thingy, and the DoD say, oh, that's cool, could you make it smaller? And then we're gonna weaponize it. So all we need to do is come up with a thing that can be weaponized.
Yeah, that's pretty much what the DoD does.
Yeah.
So yeah, the Department of Defense has an apprehension of working with startup companies. So, like, Sankoff started the Juliet Marine Company. Anyway, so the Navy has a policy on buying technologies of an announced interest, and cannot produce a system without establishing requirements. Now, in 2009, and you guys, I'll pop quiz hotshots.
Okay.
Go.
Yep. Okay.
In 2009, DARPA, what does it stand for?
The Department of Agriculture and
You're not even trying. You're just
no,
saying.
it's department.
No, I talked about DARPA when it came to Aurora. And
Defense
Thor,
and
I think. As
defense,
well.
defense and rods plummeting at Earth.
The Defense Advanced
I was
Projects.
close.
the Defense Advanced Projects Research Agency.
That's DAPRA.
That one, yeah.
DARPA.
No, that's DAPRA. The Defense.
Defense Advanced Projects.
Yeah.
Oh, what?
See?
Yeah, no, that's it. Okay, no. Sorry.
I'm right.
It
High
must be-
five to me.
It must be the Defense Advanced Research Project Agency.
Yeah, not the
Sorry,
Defense
not the
Advanced Project
DARPA,
Research.
yeah.
That would be DAPRA.
Sorry, my bad.
Yes.
It's my dyslexia.
Yeah.
Anyway. So DARPA expressed interest in funding Ghost, but Sankoff rejected this to retain the patent rights, because DARPA would have taken all of the...
This is ours now.
Yeah, this is ours now.
Your thing is now our thing.
Your thing is now our thing.
Something, dark star.
Something DAPA.
So the O&R reportedly produced feedback declaring a lack of trust in Sankoff's design. Sankoff also voiced concerns over the potential theft of design as the patents are publicly available, and repeated attempt to breach the company's computer systems. U.S. allies have expressed interest in the Ghost, and Sankoff has said he's willing to make foreign sale. Does that make him a terrorist?
Well, but the thing
An
is, like,
arms dealer.
I
Yeah.
am an arms dealer.
So in September of 2014, the United States Department of State permitted foreign military sales discussions with South Korea about Ghost.
Just think they went like we've had this technology for a couple of years. What we'll do is we'll fucking break it. We'll change things. Give it back to him, and he can sell it
Yeah.
to the South Koreans.
So in 2014, it was reportedly offered to several nations, including Bahrain, Qatar, Israel, Saudi Arabia, Japan, Taiwan, South Korea, and Singapore.
Oh.
High-level discussions were allegedly held with one nation interests in 25 vessels like the Ghost in a potential $300 million sale.
How many million?
300 mil per ship.
You know, if I invented like a fast ship.
Oh, no, wait, sorry.
Wait,
Wait, what?
I was just gonna say, like, if we invented a thing and like a sail like that came along, I would happily wash my hands of the idea. And like,
Be
even
like,
though
here, give me that 300 mil and you have my idea. Yeah.
yeah, but like, it doesn't matter if they turned it to warfare or whatever, because we'd have $300 million. You know how much EHAM and Cybertrucks we could buy?
Yeah.
At least
Like a
4.
lot.
3.
At least 4 each.
Yeah, and a big house.
Yeah.
And a podcast house where we could just podcast all the time.
Yeah, I think we would have a business. Make it a job. Have like a
We
business
shouldn't-
premises, like a warehouse. That'd be
We
fucking
should
sweet.
invent we should invent a website, right? That's like 24-hour live streams of podcasts. Call it Porncast. Because people pay for like live streams of like ladies' houses and things.
Yeah. Porncast. I like
Porncast.
it. Yeah.
It's, but there's no porn. It's just podcast, but all the time. Maybe a different name. Actually, now that I think about it, you know, the
'Cause
cast
otherwise
house or something.
we'd have to make porn.
Podporn.com.
Podcast.com.
Podhub.
Pod hub. Yeah, that's a lot better. Yeah, red pod.
Red pod. I forgot about Red Tube.
PodTube.
Yeah.
PodTube.
PodTube.
The ultimate home of podcasts.
Next YouTube. Millions.
This is getting cut. PodTube, right? Fucking everyone. YouTube for podcasts. PodTube.
PodTube.
Yeah.
Specific. It's pretty much. What's that podcast app that we're on? Podify. Podify.
It's another one.
Oh my god! FBI.
Just
Change the bill.
Just throwing out names.
We got PodTube and Podify.
Spotify. Yeah.
My face is wet. We're cutting all this. I'm gonna work on a business acumen.
Juliet Marine also offered a scaled-up Corvette-sized Ghost of roughly 150 feet during the U.S. Navy's renovation of the Littoral Combat Ship Program, costing about $50 million per vessel. But it's 1/6 the price of the $300 million plus ship. So it's 1/6 the cost of the
ship that it would destroy.
Yeah, pretty much. The $300 million per ship cost of the Freedom class or Independence class littoral combat ships.
Those combat ships are enormous. I watched a documentary about like chefs, like Navy chefs on these ships, and there's like 40 chefs on one of these just regular combat ships.
Yeah,
and the stores they've got in there is ridiculous. Like, I mean, there's only like a couple hundred people on board.
Yeah,
I would say that's a lot of people on one thing. You know, but these things go through like 8, 10, 20 foot waves like nothing's happening. Yeah. You know, so that's, you know, it's very substantial when you think about it, and especially when they can like develop in safety for 1/6 of the price of one of these big fucking things.
Yeah, exactly. So more onto the design and what it's for. So like I said, the Ghost uses a dual pontoon supercavitating hull, known as the small waterplane area twin hull. So roughly it can run at top speeds through 10-foot waves, as discussed. It's gyro stabilized, controlled by 22 underwater control computers. So below 8 knots, the Ghost sits in the water on its centerline hull. But any faster than that, and the marine grade aluminium, the pontoons lift it out of the water on 12-foot long struts, achieving full stability and reducing the amount of area resisting the water. Each strut is attached to a 62-foot long underwater tube that contains the engines. 4 propellers are at the front of the tubes, which is more stable and allows for better control at high speeds. And the propellers funnel air through the struts, creating a gas bubble around each tube, which is the cavitating effect.
Yeah.
For reduced drag and smooth motion. Now, the propulsion on the prototype is provided by 2 T53-703 turboshaft engines, providing 2,000 horsepower.
Oh yeah, we love HP.
We love specs.
We love horsepower.
We love specs.
What's the specs? How much RAM's it got? Like, sure. In fact, when you're describing how like the speed, when it picks up speed, it lifts out the water. I think I've possibly, like, for me, visualized how that works. See, when driving down the freeway, open your window, put your hand like that, like put your hand out behind your mirror of the car, your wing mirror.
Put it above the mirror.
Then lift your hand up. That's probably what it's like. It reaches a certain speed, and goes.
Yeah, aerodynamics. Well, in this case, it's hydrodynamics.
Oh, I like it.
Yeah. So, the advantage to this, so the engines, the propellers, like the whole propulsion system and the computers which stabilize it and all that sort of shit is underwater. So it's protected by the water itself, essentially, unless a submarine, you know, blows it out the fuck out of the water.
Yeah.
But like this thing can be shot at in the whole, you know, whatever, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, that's
like,
fine. Yeah.
It'll still fucking keep going. Unlike a tank, you know, you attack a tank's engine or whatever, it's fucked.
Yeah.
So everything on this thing is underwater. The aircraft style cockpit is outfitted with large windshields with 2-inch thick glass, and its steering is provided by a throttle and a joystick. So the Ghost has achieved speeds of over between 30 and 50 knots, which is
that's quite fast.
It's between 55 and 92 kilometers an hour
on water.
On water.
Yeah, that's
cool.
very fast. Kind of like that. That's the noise it makes when it goes past.
Yeah, pretty much.
We're blowing up ships.
Yeah. So it's called the Ghost in recognition of its design, which bears a marked resemblance to the throwback episode.
Yep.
Bears a marked resemblance to the Lockheed the F-117 Nighthawk. Yeah. So it's basically all at angulars and so making the craft virtually invisible to radar.
That's funny.
Because it all shit just bounces off it and stuff. So it's been designed for several types of missions, including anti-surface warfare, anti-submarine warfare. It can perform several types of missions, including anti-surface warfare, anti-submarine warfare, and mine countermeasures.
Do they have a social mode where you can just take your mates out deep sea fishing?
That'd be fucking sweet.
That would be pretty good. Because do you know what? What we'll do is we'll develop this, right? We will come up with this idea, sell it for $300 million to the government. We'll buy one back from them for $50 million.
Yeah.
The citizen model, and we'll go fishing. We'll tow it with our Cybertruck full of ham and sandwiches.
It actually would look really good being towed behind a Cybertruck. We'll throw pictures up on our social media.
Yep.
Well,
Yeah.
Dave will, anyway. But yeah, imagine this thing being towed behind a Cybertruck. It'd be pretty fucking sweet.
What's with the space boat?
I don't know. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
just pretty much what it
people
is.
be going,
It's
that
a
a
fucking
space boat?
space boat. So the Ghost is armed with an M197 20mm rotary cannon.
Oh, wow.
Which is the little
Yeah.
tri one.
Yeah.
It's a Gatling gun,
Yeah.
basically.
So, I think the AC-130 might have one of them mounted.
yeah, I think is that the 20mm? I think it might be the 20mm. I thought that was the 40mm.
It's not like the fucking 800 mil, like
Yeah, they've got
from
fucking massive
80,000 feet.
Yeah.
And it's just
Yeah.
like everything blows up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, it's armed with an M197 20mm rotary cannon, and it has launch tubes, which are designed to launch BGM 176B Griffin missiles. So basically, the surface to air, or they can be dropped like bombs as guided missiles as well, laser targeting. They have a range of 8 kilometers.
Jesus.
Yeah, so those missiles have
Yeah,
a range
that's-
of
yeah.
8 kilometers. Hang on. Yep. Yeah, 8 kilometers. Just double checking that one. But the thing is, the launch tubes on the Griffin missiles have been designed so that when they launch, it expels all the exhaust and their thermal signatures under the hull. So when it's lifted out of the water, the launch tubes basically hit the water.
So you don't know it's fire.
Yeah. So it disguises the thermal
Sneaky.
signature of the missiles. Yeah. So
Ingenuity.
Ningenuity.
Yeah. Word of the day. Yeah. So it will give them more time before the enemies know the missiles coming.
Would it look like a big boat fart at the back?
Yeah, pretty
Like
much.
bubbles. There's bubbles. No, because surely there would be bubbles.
Yeah.
Bubbles! My bubbles. My bubbles.
Yeah. So the current Ghost costs $10 million per copy. So there's a few prototypes out there now. Like I said, it's crewed by 3 to 5 seamen. And has an endurance of 3 days. It can also be partially disassembled to fit in the C-17 Globemaster. So for transport.
Oh, yeah. And then they fuck it out the back with a parachute.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Drop the load! I'm sure that might be what the pilots
This
say.
one's for Jerry.
This one's for Jerry.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. So it's basically been designed as like an anti small craft boat. Like this guy, that was what Sankoff was saying was that this fucking $300 million cruiser can.
Pirates.
Yeah. So basically, Sankoff, this Ghost has been designed to intercept smaller craft, but it's capable of probably destroying some significantly sized ships. But yeah, it's designed to intercept pirates and terrorists and stuff like that on the smaller boats that usually go undetected by radar and stuff. So, well, probably like a QRF, like a quick response force, sort of thing.
Yeah.
Wicked.
Yeah.
But was it a $10 million or $50 million investment
10 mil.
to protect $300 million worth of
Yeah,
ship
exactly.
and
Yeah.
people
Yeah, and people.
and
Yeah.
food and munitions. Yeah, it's probably worth the investment.
Probably worth the investment.
There
So
you
yeah,
go.
that's pretty much it. We'll throw a picture of it up on the Facebook, Instagram, all that sort of stuff. Dave will take care of that.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
It looks pretty fucking sweet.
Yeah, and it's got Bluetooth and sweet Sennheiser speakers, so you can listen to them.
Apple Play.
You can listen to your sweet favorite podcasts when you're protecting the Navy.
Yeah. So it's pretty cool. There's like an America. There's like an American flag behind it and shit. So kind of looks like a Y-wing.
I was gonna say it kind of looks like Star Warsy,
Yeah.
but because when he lands, he goes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a Y-wing, but yeah. Sweet as
Pretty
dicks.
cool, man. Yeah.
Sweet as
dick.
dicks.
Is
Yeah.
anything on what powers it? Is it petrol, diesel, nuclear?
I imagine it'd
powered?
be
Diesel,
petrol
I
or
think.
diesel. One or the
Yeah,
other.
I think-
They're,
I would think
they're
diesel.
turbo engines.
Diesel.
Basically. Yeah.
Diesel. Yeah.
Diesel. Most ships are diesel. Most of them.
I think the Russians like a bit of nuclear power in their ships, don't they?
Yeah.
Indeed.
Like it's weird though. Like a small cube of uranium can power a ship for 60 fucking years.
6 months or
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah. Or more.
Fucking mental.
Yeah, yeah. It's sad that we're not that clever to invent a thing
That does stuff.
that does
It
stuff
does stuff and things.
that them government boys want to buy off us for money.
Fat.
Internet money.
But no, Chris, well done. I like it.
Hey.
We like it.
Look into it. I didn't look any further, so I don't know if they're in practice now or if they're going to be using it. But it's not one of your typical conspiracy fucking military vehicles. It's actually
It's an
there's
open-
a prototype.
yeah, it's
there's
an
a fucking
open-
it's being
But again, we almost lost some head. We almost did. But it's weird
The
to think
worst.
that they probably did have that phone call about, there's a guy with a boat and we need to make sure he does not do anything with the boat
With the
that he
boat,
came up
yeah.
with, and we
especially if he was talking to fucking South Korea.
Yeah,
and
oh my God,
Russia.
yeah.
And fucking yeah.
what was his name? The guy that invented it? Somebody Sankoff?
Sankoff.
Yeah.
What was it? Gregory? Was it Gregory?
Was it Davy?
Jeffrey
yeah.
Sankoff.
David Jones.
David Jones. Yeah, sales aftershave. He probably had a few phone calls. Jeffrey, it's the government again. Yes, yeah. You need to stop.
Yeah.
You just need to stop talking about your boat.
Yeah.
Like, it's broken. It doesn't work. Stop talking about your boat. Well, they just could have gave him like $3 million and like,
Yeah.
thank you. We'll take these. Like, we'll take your boat notes. We'll take your boat notes. And here's your $3 million, and you shut now.
See, but that's what I was saying. That's what he didn't want. He didn't want anyone else to own the patents. He wanted to keep them. So
Yeah.
that's what if DARPA made him offers, but he refused them because he knows that they
Just take it.
They take it. And they
Why would someone that invented something like that take an offer for it when he could rent it to them?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, exactly.
It's probably worth a lot more money than that.
Or fucking like Tony Stark, like sell it all around the world.
Yeah.
Don't just keep it exclusive to
Yeah,
one nation.
yeah, exactly.
Fucking give
Yeah.
it to everyone. Billions of dollars.
Boats for you. Boats for you.
Everybody gets
You
a
can have
boat.
some boats too. North
Peace in
Korea,
the Middle
have all
East.
the boats you want. You have no water, but here's the boats.
Switzerland. Here's a boat.
Oh, we'll use it to make cheese
And chocolate.
and Toblerone.
Chocolate.
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 Apparently, that was a shit film.
Chocolate.
I've only seen bits and pieces of it.
Johnny Depp film.
Yeah, apparently it was shit.
Yeah,
I've not
shit.
watched it.
It is shit. It's about chocolate.
No, it's a fucking chick flick, man.
Yeah.
Oh, is it? Yeah. Okay. Anyway,
Hello,
Davlar.
ladies. All right, ladies and gentle ducks. I'm going to be talking about a pretty grim topic tonight. I've brought you guys some murders from New Zealand, my hometown, my home country. And a lot of them get talked about. For example, David Bain, like we talked about, the Bain family murders, and there's the Lundy murders and a couple other ones that I've spoken about.
Yeah.
They don't get spoken about in anywhere else apart from New Zealand. This one is pretty brutal, and I had sort of first-hand first-hand experience in relation to the murder. Mm-hmm. I've spoken to yourself, Jamie, off air about it.
Yeah.
Did you do it?
Yeah, I was going to say that as well. Like,
No, I did not. I did not do it.
Case solved.
This is in relation. I was showing a picture of the boys of this utter piece of shit in the middle. Mm-hmm. It's him here.
Oh yeah, okay.
So
He's got a good afro.
yeah,
There's some mighty fine tashes in that picture too. That was 70s, 80s, 90s.
90s.
Yeah. Okay.
So this is based in 1992. So a few clicks ago, but still nonetheless. This is in relation to a murder that occurred on the 25th of June in Masterton. Masterton is a very sleepy country town just north of where I used to live in Wellington. The perpetrator, or the perp, murdered 7 family members plus an unborn child.
Wow.
Holy fuck.
Yep. It's very much based along the domestic violence side of things. Mm-hmm. So I'll run through the full story.
Is this? Do you have to do like a warning? Don't listen if you're.
No. So
start.
this one I'm not going to go into full details because I don't want to go into because it's pretty disgusting. But I'll run through it.
I got to. Yeah. So do we have to do a warning for the
No,
sensitive?
I won't go into the full details out of respect for the victims, but I'll run through as best as I can and try and keep it as PC.
It's lighthearted.
Yeah,
as
it's lighthearted,
possible.
probably.
Yeah, for the murder of fucking 8 people.
But I want to know the details.
I will go into details, but not too much. Enough to wet the whistle, if you will.
Oh, my whistle's fucking soaking tonight. Like
Moist.
the
It's
moist. It's as moist as an otter's pocket.
Okay. Raymond Wahia Ratima and his wife Tony were facing hard times at the beginning of 1992. Unable to afford increased rent and having 3 young sons, they moved into Tony's parents' home in Judd Street in Masterton. Raymond and Tony had relationship problems around this time, a fact that would be the main contributor to the events that would follow. In June 1992, after a serious altercation with his wife and family, Raymond Ratima was forced out of the Judd Street home. He felt his world crashing down, and after looking to social services and lawyers to help to find a place to stay, he was in despair. After days of little sleep and food, his mind apparently turned to revenge and murder.
Would you like me to say it?
Murder.
I'm going to have to get Jamie to do this. You can read that last line.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Okay, hold on. Here we go.
Pass the notes.
After days, read that part.
The text is so smart.
After days of little sleep and food, his mind apparently turned to revenge and murder.
Thank you.
You're wet club.
You're wet club.
Yeah.
On June 26, 1992, Tony set off to meet her parents, Philip and Rebecca Ferguson, at a local pub, leaving her 3 young sons, Piripi, which is Philip in Māori, Barney and Stacey at home with her sister Nicola. Nicola was...
Oh no, so sorry.
Yeah, Nicola was 8 months pregnant at the time.
I was just going to say Barney and Stacey in Maori are also Barney and Stacey.
Yeah. Also at home at the night were Tony's brother Philip, Nicola's de facto partner Bevan Tipu, and their son Stephen with a V.
Put the picture of the dog up, please.
Yeah.
Steve, is it with a V or a PH, Dave?
Yeah. Well, people need to know. At 9:25 p.m, Raymond Ratima entered the family home and stabbed and bludgeoned all 7 family members to death. The attack also included his 3 sons, who he left dead on his wife's bed with a Bible on top of them.
Oh, wow.
The other adult victims were piled on top of each other in another bedroom. The deadly visit continued as Raymond lay in wait for his wife and in-laws to return home from the pub, intending to kill them. Nicola's father, on entering the house, was attacked by Ratima with a softball bat, and Tony managed to escape and call for help. By the time the police arrived, Nicola's father had subdued Ratima, fortunately preventing more from dying. Ooh.
Oh, so the old man.
Yeah, stopped him.
Fuck.
Held him until police arrived.
So he's done in how many by this point?
7. He's
Fuck.
killed 7.
Imagine being that, like, because I would gather he's older, the father.
Yeah.
Fucking imagine just coming home and there's 7 dead people here.
Have you met any older Maori boys?
No, but I'm just but like I think for any person to come home and comprehend.
So you've got a 20.
That's what's happened.
Yeah, you've got a 25-year-old enraged husband
that's just killed seven people.
Killed 7 people.
I'm sure the adrenaline was probably pumping.
It'll be
through his
ridiculous.
veins. Yeah.
The dreadful events inside the house that night will never be forgotten by survivors, as well as the police who attended the scene. Ratima's fury and dreadful loss of the innocent lives will continue to haunt them as long as they live.
Yeah.
So I've actually spoken with police officers who were directly and indirectly involved.
Oh, no shit, really?
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
And the scenes that they dealt with were horrific.
Yeah.
A lot of police officers finished their career after dealing with that scene.
Fucking hell.
And speaking to them, they said that Mr. Ratima, as much as he's... I can cover all this off very shortly, but as much as he's shown a little bit of remorse after the fact to the murders, he, at the time, showed no remorse for his actions. He was found in the house, and when he was in Marston Court, it's a very, very short distance. Well, the original Marston Police Station, from Marston Police Station to Marston Court, it's about a 30-minute walk, 30 metre walk. And during that time, he was constantly yelling abuse and pulling the fingers at all the reporters into court. He showed no remorse and was found guilty. It's in this documentation, it says that Ratima expressed remorse during his court trial, and the killings were quite out of his character, and he was sentenced to life imprisonment. Then life imprisonment in New Zealand is not what you think. Life is not life.
20 years.
I'm sorry, but like he expressed remorse in his actions. Like I'm sorry for killing fucking 7 people. Like I don't really know what's remorseful about that. In my view, it's very fucking. I mean that sounds a lot more
crimes of passion
acted upon rather than
crimes of passion.
Yeah.
And speaking to the guys that dealt with it, the amount of rage on those bodies was ridiculous.
Yeah.
Due to my previous experience, I've had to view the post-mortem photos of the...
Fucking hell.
There's for Nicola, one of the victims there. She was also 8 months pregnant, and I had to view the post-mortem photos of that. Yeah. Again, I'll never forget what I saw. I can't imagine what those police officers saw when they attended that day, and it will haunt them for the rest of their days. Mr. Ratima has sped. He went into prison at 25. He's now 50. We're just over 50, and I'm hoping to spend the rest of his time in prison. He's due for another parole hearing in 2021, which he may or may not be successful with. But,
I mean, eight people, surely it's unlikely, that surely it's unlikely that you'll,
Again, seven murders plus a couple of attempted murders with the other family members there.
Well, 8 murders, technically.
So he did not use a gun. He did not use anything else apart from a hammer and a knife. That's all he used.
Yeah, blunt force.
Yeah.
A lot of blunt force, a lot of stabbing. That's a lot of work for, fucking hell.
So, as I said before, the police officers involved suffered and still suffer ongoing haunted memories as a result of this murder. And Rada is due for parole again in 2021, but he can rot in hell for the rest of his life, as far as I'm aware, as far as I'm concerned.
I think as well the poor people in the court trial that had to view that as well. I mean, I don't think there's any debate is when you're looking at that going, well, it might not have been him. No, it was him. It was clearly him. Jeez.
So I watched a YouTube clip. If anyone interested, they can look up the Ratima murders on YouTube. And he sent his one and only letter to the local news channel in New Zealand, expressing remorse for what he'd done. But there's nothing he can say or do to repair what he's done.
Yeah.
Nope. The house in question, number 43 Judds Road, was demolished immediately after the murders, or very shortly after the murders. If anyone is travelling through the area in Marston to 43 Judds Road, please pay your respects to the deceased. It's the least we can do for their lasting memory. So, thanks very much, guys. Grim as fuck.
Well, I'm not sure how we're going to continue on from this. Thanks, Dave. No, that's
Yeah, I'm out. I'll see you later.
I'm just gonna go home now. So
I need a hug. Jesus Christ. I'm sorry, boys. That was pretty grim, but I had to get it out there.
It was grim, but the thing is, when things like this happen, like, we can't ignore it as society. We can't just fucking brush it under the carpet. This happened.
Yeah.
and not just the victim and the families, or so the victims and the families, but other people were affected by this. Other people that are still alive today, just now.
Yeah.
Some of the people that you've spoke to or reached out to or spoke to family of, are clearly affected by something like this has happened, and we can't ignore the fact that things like this have taken place.
Yeah.
And things like this will continue to take place
Every day.
This is the world that we live in. Like the Phil Collins song, innit? This is the world we live in. Oh, it's something like that. No, not that one. Not that one. So what?
Sorry.
It just broke the table. Blah 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 blah. So what we did, we discussed off recording earlier tonight that Dave's topic would be somewhat not funny,
grim,
and that we promised not to make jokes about Dave's topic too. We've got a couple of things I brought up last week, and one of them was Jim's movie reviews.
Yeah.
And boys, I've got some movie reviews for you.
Excellent.
Yeah. So if we had an intro for Jim's movie reviews, it would be played now.
Jim's movie reviews.
Jim's reviews.
What have you got for us, Jim?
All right.
Okay, right, let's come on. Have at me.
What do you got for us, Jim?
What have you been watching?
Well, this week I've got a movie review on the new Star Wars film,
Awesome.
The Last Skywalker.
Rise of the Skywalker. Yeah.
Rise of the Skywalker.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, right. Ask me about it.
How was the movie?
I don't know. I've not seen it yet.
Fantastic.
Jim's movie reviews.
We'll cut to some bonus features for Jim's movie reviews because I actually watched 2 films last night. Zombieland Double Tap.
Good.
Zombieland 2, very good film.
Yeah.
Actually, have you seen the first one?
Yes.
Right.
Yeah,
okay.
I've seen the first one. Yeah.
You know, right in the first one, right? Movie spoilers. I think Zombieland first came out a couple years ago.
Yeah.
It's been out long enough that I'm not going to spoil it by telling you spoilers. Right.
Yeah.
So,
You can't really spoil a movie like that.
but in the first Zombieland, they kill Bill Murray.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know about it, right? Okay. But when they get to this in the new one, they meet other survivors and
Other celebrities.
other survivors.
Yeah.
And they there's a method of killing where they go, oh, it's Murraying. And the group are like, what? And they're like, Murraying. And like, we don't know what you're on about. And they're like, oh, because there was a guy that killed Bill Murray. So pretty much the method is pretending to be a zombie and getting killed as a result.
Yeah.
They called him Murraying. And the group are like, oh, well, we've never heard of this before ever. And what happened? Oh, someone killed Bill Murray. Oh, that's so bad. Like this. So they call it Murraying.
Murraying.
But yeah, so Murraying. So yeah, Zombieland Double Tap. Fucking brilliant film.
Yeah.
Give it a watch.
Nice.
The first one was good.
Yeah. The second one's just as good as well.
Woody Harrelson does a fucking great job.
Woody
with that
Harrelson,
movie.
he's a good man, isn't he? But I think, in fairness, in the first one, Bill Murray was pretty fucking good.
Yeah, Bill Murray was great in that.
Oh, I'm gonna fuck with these guys. Like,
Is this how you say hello?
Oh my god! Yeah, bang! Was it a baseball bat? He hit someone with
shotgun.
Yeah. Oh, no! Yeah, he shot me.
Yeah.
he's on the couch all bleeding and shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we also watched, and I don't know, because I've asked some of my friends in Scotland already about it that don't seem to know about it. Jojo Rabbit. Jojo Rabbit is a film about a young lad that joins the Hitler Youth. It's a comedy. Rebel Wilson's in it, amongst some other. And Dave, you know something about the director, don't you?
Yeah. So it's Taika Waititi, and he's a New Zealand director. He did Thor Ragnarok. He has done What We Do in the Shadows, the movie Boy, which is a fantastic movie. And he was Korg, the voice of Korg in Thor Ragnarok.
The Kiwi.
Much, yeah.
Oh, what are you doing there, bro?
Yeah, you've got a pretty unhealthy attachment to your hammer, right? That guy.
Yeah, that guy. Yeah.
Is that actually what he says?
Yeah.
That's pretty good. Yeah, that's pretty good. So, Jojo Rabbit, if you get a chance, go and see it. It's a brilliant film. It's about the Hitler Youth. It's very touchy. Like, they obviously got it over the line.
Yeah.
I think it's probably because of the comedy. It is a funny film, but you can't, like, you know, we're probably like far enough ahead of.
It's been long enough.
Yeah, it's been long enough, and the fact that, you know, we try to bottle up the fact that we try to hide, and like, you know, you go to Germany and the youth aren't really taught in school about the German history between 1935 and 1945. Let's go. Well, 46, 35 and 46, give or take a few years, because I think it was actually 39 to 42, 45. So anyway, give it that 10-year period. It's like it's frowned upon to talk about when it's not. We can't deny the fact that it happened, and the fact that this film's come out from a point of view from them, like from the German side, and that, you know, there's no denying the Hitler Youth existed, and that these young kids were doing what they believed was right, and what was enforced upon the country. Yeah. But it is a funny film. Like some of the stuff, it's so funny, and it's a comedy, and it's to be taken lighthearted. Yeah. You know, and if you get offended by it, then you know,
that's a you problem.
Yeah, it's a you problem. It's long enough. People need to not bottle up the fact that there was two sides to the story, and that this happened. This was a real thing. It is a funny film. Give it a watch. Towards the end, the funnies drop off. It gets more serious, more towards the boy in the striped pajamas type seriousness.
Jesus, all right.
I'm not saying the story, but just the seriousness of it. Like, because these things happened.
Of course it is.
It's actually happened. But
you can't sugarcoat it, can you?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Don't deny it. Don't bury your head in the sand. It happened. But if you get a chance, give it a watch. It's a real good film. We laughed a lot. And then after that, we watched the first episode of The Spy with Sacha Baron Cohen, his first serious role. Outstanding. Like, I don't think you could watch him afterwards doing his funny roles, because he's very, very good in that role. He's very serious, and that's a true story as well. The Spy,
the Israeli spy,
he was he was a Syrian. I think the guy was a Syrian, and he became a spy for the Israeli. I can't remember. Anyway, watch it. Spy. It's on the Netflix.
Fantastic.
So,
Cool.
Jim's movie reviews
and TV.
Jim's movie reviews.
And I thought I'd end the podcast because Dave's topic was so
grim.
Grim. Grim's probably the best word. So I've got a bit of a confession, boys. I'm no fool. No one got the joke, did they? What? I've got another another confession to make. Yeah. I'm no fool. It's getting harder and harder to take. Anyway, right. I'm a bit of a dad jokesaholic, and so what I would like to commence is Dad Jokes Anonymous. Yes. Where it's a safe environment. Where
we've had this discussion.
Yeah, Dad Jokes Anonymous. Okay. So Cla, my wife said that my Cla said that nothing rhymes with orange, and I said, no, it doesn't. So what's the difference between an African elephant and an Indian elephant?
What's that?
It's about 5,000 miles.
Nice.
And to finish off the night, boys.
Yeah.
Why can't you eat Wookiee meat?
Why is that?
It's a bit chewy.
Hey-oh!